drowning deep. Where is the water taking me? Trying hard, bittersweet. Cabin fever's pulling me. I want to hold on to something greater. I feel the waves come crashing in. I'm drowning, drowning, drowning. I'm drowning, drowning, drowning. Drowning, 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 drowning.
Hello? Oh, it's working now. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. Oh my goodness. At least something works today. Hope everybody's having a good one tonight. We got ourselves even more 5v5 1v1 duels. This time around for the region of EU. Sorry. It's just some of the things I usually get to set up ahead of time for like the stream stuff or whatever, or my announcements, all the, you know, the YouTube stuff. They just go with that, right? The YouTube homework, the YouTube settings or whatever, right? I was a little bit late, but hey, we are here now. How you boys all doing? Welcome back. Season 2 is finally here with 10.1.5 on the horizon. We got a brand new spec of the Evoker incoming. We got even more class changes, PvP updates apparently with this 10.1.5, as well as a new mega dungeon and even more variety of little bits of content. Warlocks to get into play as every class out there. So for them, looking at down the barrel of, not down the barrel, that's bad. Looking down on the horizons on seeing night elves in the potential future. I think that could be interesting, man. I mean, be able to dodge an enemy and just go for a quick shadow meld. That's going to be big. Plus the haze buff or the crit buff. I think that's going to be fantastic. How you boys all doing? Let me get the music back up and running here. It's probably going to be loud. A little loud. Yo, hope you all having a good one. Let's get the news over on the region of EU. As per always, boys. Fridays are for the boys over on the EU. Saturdays are for the dudes over on the NA. And tonight, EU boys get the chance to compete. So hopefully we'll get some groups up and running. I haven't even been on EU since the patch launch. Well, actually, no. Last week, I guess we were on EU, weren't we, right? But I want to see, dude, I'm pretty sure like everybody out here going to be getting the weeklies out of the way over the weekend. But right now is not even the best time to even push rating, man. Gotta wait until you get all that juicy gear and end game gear too. The unlock race is gonna, yo, yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, the allied race is apparently gonna be much easier to get. I think I gotta read into the details on the allied race stuff. But I think what they're doing, in chat, you're free to correct me here, yeah? Free to correct me because you guys have probably paid attention to it more than I did. But basically, like, all of the requirements to get allied races, like the quest lines, the reputation, all of that are gone. And you basically just gotta hit level 40 to unlock them, right? Or like you hit 40 and you do a quest line to unlock them and then you're done. Something like that, right? Something super simple. Getting ready for +2. Let's go. Getting ready to +2 Mythic Plus. Get in there, my guy. Get the skis out of the way. But yeah, somebody correct me. Is that what they were doing with allied races? I need to double check it. At least I'm kind of going off of like, kind of going off of memory. But I'm trying to see if I can double check it. Nalix also is another guy that asked me to whisper him. Hold on. Alex, hey. Getting to the duels going now. Smiley face. Sorry for being late again, boys. I really did not mean to be super late today. Let me get some groups up and running, man. Also, disable all. I don't need to have all these add-ons running while I'm doing this character's duels or whatever. Let's see. Duels group. Dungeons. Hold on. That's not what I meant to do. Raids, legacy. Here we go. Beautiful. Duels. Here we are. Mad. What's up, Alex? I did out. Sounds good, my man. Yo, boys, the group is listed over in LFG. Let me go close the door real quick. And I'll grab myself a bottle of water real quickly, yeah? And we'll get my man Fallen in here. Let's go, my guy. Griffco also whispered me earlier, wondering if you could join in. Yo, group, boys, they're in here, dude. Let's go, dude. Boys are in. Oh my god, we're getting the groups filled up real quick. Group 1 gonna be full almost insta, and hopefully we'll maybe have Kragar. Oh yeah, Kragar in a second group or something. Yeah. All right, let me get water real quick, boys. Bear with me. Sorry. Dude, I am so late on everything, aren't I? Huh. Sorry. How many people love getting a fresh, cold bottle of water from the refrigerator? How many people enjoy putting the bottles in the refrigerator to begin with? Not me. Yeah. Lunatic. Nemi. What's up, boys? How y'all doing? Hey, it's Grook. I can have a lead. Yeah, sounds good, my guy. I can give him a lead when you're done fighting. Sounds good. Let me know if you have a free spot. I do. I do. I do. Let me see. Grook, appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. Let me get Nemi in here. We do need a second group. I want to see if Kragar is around, or maybe he's doing other stuff. I know that me and Craig are apparently going to be talking over the weekend. He got some ideas when it comes to like dueling and events and EU stuff. So there might be even more events down the horizon for you EU boys. That could be fun. All right, so we got this group set up. TY friend. That helps out tremendously. BRB making the second group. And we good to go. So you guys stay in this group. Everybody that's here. Holy Saya, Grook, Fallen, Jayhawk, and Vassal. You guys stay in this one. It's all listed. It's all good to go and everything. I'm gonna see if I can pass a lead real quick. Lead, beautiful. I'm gonna make a second one real quickly. If you guys want to join that one, we got the groups listed right now. Got a full honor on my boomkin. Let's go, Natash. Let's go. Hell yeah. What's up, Jayhawk? Wonder how I call the name Jayhawk Wizard? If you wonder, I'll try my best, Jayhawk. But Jayhawk works for me. Unless you want to be works for me. Yeah, I can do Jayhawk Wizard. I can do that. Do you want to do the full first name, last name, or can I just call you Jayhawk? Is that gonna be fine? Guess on what Dallas walked from monkeys to chamois. Welcome to the club. Shaman's really good right now, so I hope you enjoy it. Getting ready to say just a bit. I'm getting them ready. Okay. We got one group, all good. Getting ready. So now Alex said he's gonna get us a 5-man for this one. I don't know who's gonna bring in these. I have no idea who we're gonna meet. I'm hoping it's a bunch of fresh blood and it's a bunch of boys that are excited to get some duels done. But we got Lunatic leading one group, and it looks like Nalix is getting the group together. He won't be able to play, but he's got us a group for us to play. What's up, Billy? How you doing, my guy? Hope you have a good one, my man. What's up, Jake? How you doing, my guy? Yumi. Yeah, so how's the whole Yumi, can you go over with me exactly how you're doing the whole like allied racist stuff? I mean, I'm looking into it later, but if you do it for me now, that's less homework for me to like, you know, parse later, and I very much appreciate it if you do. I'm on NA servers. Yeah, that's it's all good. We'll do more tomorrow on NA. If you want to join us. But yeah, hell yeah, it's only reasonable choice. Elemental or what? I think restoration, because only you're a healer, right? So you probably resto. I think you'll like resto. The new tier set is really good, really strong. Like, you just throw Riptides and you healing rain, and that gives a big burst of healing, and then you chain heal afterwards. It's a nice little combo. I think you'll like it. Plus, if you enjoy doing more than just standing and healing, like damage and stuff or utility stuff, Shaman's really good. Until they bring in the new augmented invoker, you got utility until that bad boy arrives, and then you're just gonna heal and damage and then let him do all the utility stuff. They got knockups, dude. They got buffs. They got shields. They got party stuff. They got damage buffs. It's gonna be sick, dude. I'm excited, man. Apparently, the new invoker basically deals damage equal to a tank right now, and they were like, well, what if they are gonna buff him, right? But I feel like they're basically just trying to make a class that isn't there to do top damage, but there to buff others, you know? And that might actually be like an easier playstyle to a certain degree, like a more difficult playstyle, because it's like there's a lot of rest on your shoulders, because if you're not playing your class, everybody else is weaker in that way. But it's also like, it's less about you DPSing and more about maintaining your buffs, which could be like interesting, because you can go for the utility abilities, right? Shielding and all that to maintain the buffs and whatnot. It could be fun. Instead of the back gassing and buffing and debuffing, it's gonna be really cool, man. Not so much as debuffing. They do put some debuffs on enemies here and there, but not nearly like reducing enemies damage done. Mostly buffing your allies, What I think they will do at some point is they will add a class that will be focused on debuffing the enemy. I think they're probably gonna do is take some of the rogue specs, for example, right? Like we have assassination, we have subtlety, and we have outlaw, and they could take like a DPS spec like outlaw, for example, and turn that into a buff class, like an augmenter. You roll the bones, but instead of giving you buff, you give everybody a buff in your party, or anybody like DPS that's near you. And maybe you could just throw out Crimson Vial, and that heals the whole party, right? Kind of like pass the roam around or whatever. You use between the eyes, and now like normally when you use between the eyes, you kind of blunderbuss the enemy, and then you pierce the defenses, so you do more, have a higher chance to crit them. But instead of giving you the buff, it's probably going to give everybody the buff, like 10% chance to crit, or 10% more crit damage, or 5%, or something like that, right? Something reasonable. So I could totally see like a class that's going to there to debuff the enemy, pierce their armor, make it so that your allies can do more damage to the enemy, and kind of maintain that as a debuff for as long as possible, right? I think that's what they're eventually going to go into. You'll have classes that buff the party and classes that debuff the boss, like make the boss a little weaker, which is like a buff for your party, but like just the other way around or whatever, right? Something like that. I think that's what they're going to do. Been watching you for a year, wondering, have you ever thought about gatekeep and be skill? Wait, thought about gatekeeping be skill? Like for some people in duels are clearly very, very new to WoW. Like gatekeeping duels and not letting people that are like not amazing at the game not play. I mean, I thought about it, but I feel like at the end of the day, duels is a fantastic experience when there's a lot of fresh bodies, new and old players, right? Take for example, and I've used this as an idea before, Christina. That's not their real character name. That's what I called them. But that was a feral druid, Christina or whatever, right? Yeah, like they used to join duels and they started out and they weren't really. I don't want to sound mean, but not amazing at PvP, right? They dabbled around with it, but when they go into duels, maybe they'd be able to kill a guy, maybe two at most, but they would really run out of cooldowns very, very, very quickly. But that would want to get them to hop back into duels and practice against other classes, see what other classes do, and see if they can maybe prolong their class in terms of defensives and try to play smarter and better every single time, right? And they kept coming back in. They would be able to play and have fun and all that. Sometimes they did kind of well, sometimes they didn't do so well, but it was alright. It inspired them to want to join duels and then do well in arenas as well. Take the knowledge and learn in duels about how to deal with these classes and apply it in arenas, and then bring in whatever knowledge they learn in arenas into the duel scene until they could wipe the floor with people 1v5 and hit 2400. Right? I think that was an awesome experience to see a person grow like that over time in these duels, right? Not everybody walks in and they're just instantly amazing. But duels also have been a place where we've seen lots of growth of players just getting better and better and better until they hit those new heights. And that's been, in my opinion, a really, really enjoyable experience. Seeing those same names grow stronger and better over time as they participate in more of the duels or whatever. It's really been enjoyable, man. But yeah, I don't know. I guess, like, what would you guys want to see? Like, just gatekeep it so you have to have a certain rating and certain amount of gear before you could join? Or, like, let everybody get a chance, right? Because the way I look at it is, why not give everybody a chance? Like, you just be aware you're going to be walking into my boys like Seavark and Chicago and Chillpills and Johan and Kragards of the world, right? I'm sure I missed a couple of names there. Archies of the world. And like they're gonna be going geared, the train killers, they're gonna be in the arena slamming to win it, right? Just be aware you're walking into a cage with a beast. But if you're more than welcome to join in. It's all fun for everyone. That's how I see it. How to participate in 5v5? Just join us, my guy. Fast, because we got groups available right now. I technically have a group right now in LFG, and I'm looking for more. Nalix apparently is trying to get a group together, or he said he had a group together for these duels. We got one listed, and we got another LFG group. Actually, if you guys want to sign up, let's see if we can just form a second group. I don't know if Nalix's group is going to be there for this or not, but yeah. Let's try to see if we can just fill out the second group, and we'll be ready to go. But one group with Lunatic as a lead is there, and they're ready. Is Kragar not around today? Let me look. Because he might just be pushing, right? Kragar, he's not even on. Okay. Alright, well there's that. I guess I'm gonna start going through my BNet here in a bit. Try to see if we can scrape together some boys for a group. Provided hundreds of hours of content for me. Hey man, I'm glad you joined them, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the content, dude. Yeah, but those would be rank 1 fighting each other. Yeah, I think it definitely would be really cool to see some rank 1 players fighting one another. But I feel like there's definitely, the duel scene has definitely gained a lot by letting it be open and available for everyone. Because sometimes you'll have like rank 1 players that push arenas, but they're like super safe when they do duels, right? They don't make any risky plays. They play it by the book. The rogue is gonna get a reset. The paladin is also just gonna chill behind the pillar until wings are available, right? It's very safe because they're playing to win it. And then you have players that don't necessarily play at that higher level, but they are willing to experiment with stuff, and they've come up with some weird strategies that even rank 1 players don't really know how to respond to, and you just end up getting some of the most memorable moments in these duels, man. That's what I've learned, and I mean, it worked so far. Like, I definitely would agree with you if the game was like very much like how it was in BFA, where there was very like limited what you could really do with your character, and there was a pretty like well-defined meta that people mostly followed when it comes to like play styles and like gameplay options or whatever, right? In terms of how you class plays, there wasn't really a lot of wiggle room, and they're having like a experienced player beat up on somebody who's not experienced. Not that fun, but watching 2 experienced players play against each other, depending on the class, was definitely enjoyable. Then you also had situations like you have Double Fury where you live it forever. So BFA was a weird time in general. I wonder why one of your channels doing type of duels, such a great PvP content, why you're one of the only channels. I imagine there's probably other people out there that want to do duels. Like there's other people that stream them on Twitch and do their own thing, like Cracker does his own tournaments. But I'm sure like when you see a YouTuber do like a thing, right? You don't just, if you want to make your own content, right? You want to stand out. You're probably looking at it, a duel scene, for example, or whatever else another YouTuber's doing. Let's say like a format or videos or whatever. And you're like, I don't really want to copy it. Like, I like the idea, but I want to blatantly copy, you know? So I'm sure there's like a little bit of that there too. But it's not like I own the 5V5 duel thing. If somebody else wants to do it, mother welcome to. Mother welcome to. If you want to let them know inspired by duels that I do, because my duels are inspired by like what is like Soda Poppin' and the gang. I don't remember who. I feel bad just saying the name Soda Poppin' because I know a lot more people were involved with it, but it was like originally 5V5 1v1 DUELS that like only your rank 1 players would do, right? And they kind of like fell off after a while. I was like, it actually seems like a fun format. What if you brought it to the average regular public back in like what was it, WAD? And it was super successful. I enjoyed it, but at some point we're just doing duels all day. It's only duels. I was like, I gotta diversify here, man. Have you ever thought about hosting championships for money and prize pools? So I have, but the problem is like when you have duels for fun, you get risky, fun plays. But when you have it for tournaments, you gotta have a rogue, sit in stealth until the end of eternity, forever and ever 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 and ever. 8 people. That's a lot. Kid. Hold on, I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on, if there's 8 people, 2 could join this group. Hold on, there's 8 people. That means there's 3 extra. 3 could join the group with Belly. Hold on. 3 of them could join this 2-man and make a third 5-man. Send over here, and I will have my boy Belly lead. Yeah, if you got 8 people with you, which is fantastic, Alex. I appreciate it. But if you could send 3 over here, just have them sign up in the LFG, man. And it'll be good to go. This pillar playstyle is quite annoying. Yeah, you would have a lot of safe plays, man. Like, if you got money on the line, you ain't gonna make a risky play. Why would you risk it for the biscuit, dude? Play it safe, get the dough, leave happy, and just roll with it. Right, that's what it's gonna come down to. People are just gonna play it super safe, and it's gonna be not that fun for the viewer. Oh god damn, that looks good. Damn, that looks good, boy. Oh my, that belt seems off, but I feel like it's part of the MOG though, isn't it? It's just that white on the red, because there's not a lot of white. I guess there's a cloak too. I wish you could just do full red and red on that belt, but it's fantastic looking, man, dude. What a good set of gear, honestly. That's just a world gear, too. That's not even, like, anything special. Gonna join a bit and just chill. Okay, it sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. So this group that I have right now needs 3 more, and we'll be good to go. Looks like Alex might be sending him over. And then I need to figure out who I need to add Not excited, my guy. I need to add, I guess, somebody on that other team of 5, right? How did you get 8 people, by the way? Where'd you get him from? Just send him to like my LFG, man. Just send him to LFG to get backed up. Like that'll work out too, yeah. Like Silent Clean, it's so good, man. I wish I had the red and the gold pants though. I feel you. I feel you. Can you get those? Man. Yeah, good point. I think people would be able to bring some energy and enjoyment. As for the duels, I really love to do Dal. Some of the absolute favorite WoW content. I appreciate you, Z. I appreciate you, my man. I'm glad, dude. I just want to get into the duels live stream. I got a hero of the horde. I'd love to join it. You can just join up with LG, my guy. We got a group listed right now over on the EU in a Raids Legacy section. We do this so that we have Alliance and Horde that can join in the groups. But Raids Legacy, we have it listed under Molten Core. But if you type in, if you go to Dungeons, Remade, Raids Legacy, and type number 5 in the search, you should be able to join in. Yeah, just type in number 5. Anybody and everybody's welcome. I don't really try to be like, oh, you got a rating, you got a title. Literally anyone could join in if you got the gusto. Just step in the arena with the boys. I don't see people in your G. I don't see Raids Legacy. Search 5. Here we go. Yeah, if you type in number 5 in the search, that's it, man. You're awesome. TY, no problem, my guy. Yeah, Raids Legacy 5, exactly. We're doing this today, Friday on EU. Tomorrow we'll be going back to NA. Let me get the fan cranking here for a bit because it's been getting hot, you know, it's summer and everything. But let me do that real quick. Wait. Also, it is that point of summer where it is the wasp season. Wasps are flying around trying to make some homes, and I'm keeping my head on a swivel, dude. I'm keeping my head on a swivel. Actually, one wasp is trying to make a home. Right now, I'm gonna open the door. Right, open the door, go outside, and it's like bottom top left in the corner near the door. It's trying to make a little paper wasp nest. I'm gonna go spray that bitch later this evening, but it's sleeping. I'm gonna hit it with a bit of a surprise and try to see if I can knock it out of the way. The worst one is when they try to make a nest and it's weird. You're gonna be like, well, how? In your car. If you have like a crease somewhere in the car and they're just like end up kind of walking next to it and they're like, all right, well, this looks like dry enough. Happened before. Never fun. Cause it's like, cause there's some areas where they just will crawl in and they're just chilling there. You just will never know until you really start opening stuff up. Not enjoyable. Never really went into like, because the idea is like, oh, what if you're driving and it just like starts flying around the car or whatever, right? That's like the scare. Never happened, but it's still like just a thought. It's just like, oh, idiots say, wait at me. We need 2 more bodies. I want to see if I can maybe whisper a couple of more bodies. Couple of warm bodies. The Thorn Slayer. Hey Koopa. Hey Koopa. After those, after the key. He's probably grinding out them mythic pluses though, man. I'm gonna see if he wants to join in. Deathbolt Battlelord? Who's Battlelord again? I don't even remember. Broton? Oh, is Broton in? Hey, Broton. Broton. Wanna join Duels, friend? Get him, my guy. Yeah, farm it up, my guy. Farm it up. They nerfed it plenty, so better get it. Who else can I pester? Hawaiian Pride? Raven? Frisky? Primalist Future? Frisky. Hey. Oh, Closey. That's not the right person. No. This place? No, we don't want to grind this one. Third boss should have been nerfed, but honestly they could do another pass. Honestly, I like how they've been nerfing a bunch of these dungeons, by the way. Later probably. Sounds good, my guy. Sounds good. Let me see if Fresco wants to join in. I'll also ask Flozy. Hey Fresco, wanna join Duels? Is that guy's name is Orgbuster? Orkin Buster. I like it. He got a big old helmet. Big old dude charging around. So if maybe Johan joins in, we'll need a +1 actually. So we actually almost have a group. Does Kalahari want to join in by chance? Kerner maybe? Noli? Maybe? Kodako? I feel like I asked Kodako last week. Limp and Liam maybe? He's a Vortex Pinnacle. Lendrown. Do I have any of the NA or Russian boys or Slavic boys in here? Paths? Where's Magdem? Because usually he's around. Are he? Duels? Hey. Duels? I want to see if he wants to join in. Because maybe. Dude, for real. Honestly. Second boss? Oh my god, yeah. That one is rough, man. Definitely rough. After this getting a classic heroic. What the? In season 2? He's doing classic heroic? Douglas, do that 6 months after the content is like quiet, man. Actually, afterwards, it's gonna be Diablo. Never mind. You're not gonna have any quiet time. Dude, you want to do that once the content runs dry, because classic is always going to be there. It's going to be there forever. You're going to burn out on it? What the hell? I'm seeing if Central wants to join in, because we need like, what? +2, and we're good to go. Who else could have pest her? Teppo? Maybe? Abe? Yo! Wait. Hey, want to join Duels guy? Or you Arena-ing? I want to see if Kiosko is joining in, man, because we got a group. We got one. We need a couple more. Just a couple more. Azurax, maybe? Hey, Azure. Hey, Azurax. Wanna join 5V5 Duels this evening? Okay. He's in a bad mood. That's all good. Poor guy, man. Poor guy. So we need a couple more boys and we'll get this group filled out. Now, Alex, whatever happened to your group, my guy? Feels like people are gonna leave. Want me to send them a name, a leader? Yeah. If I can get them on real ID, that will work. Yeah, and Alex, if you send me the name of the leader, of the group leader on real ID, then I can at least queue that group and queue Lunatic. This group needs 2 more. What I'll probably do is I'll pass Belly lead. And we'll advertise it in the chat as best we can. Like, hey, we got an extra group if you guys want to join that one. But yeah. That's where we're gonna get our Okay. Friend. Yeah, he said something about well, hold on. Let me actually read it because I kind of like skipped it. I read not this week, gear, main healer. So I was like, okay, put the two together. Gonna gear up my main healer first. Then I'm gonna take care of my ults DPS. I didn't realize Fred's heals. Okay. That could work out. Yeah. Did I ask Ben before? Let me ask him. Hey, Battle Lord. Wanna join 5V5 Duels, friend? Ready when you are? Yeah, trying to get a group together, Lunatic. Should be able to get an Alex's guy lead here in a bit, so at least we'll have a 5-man versus your 5-man. And maybe with them we could like rotate people in and out or whatever. Alex, what kind of a group did you get together, man? Are they good to go? Or do they need like another minute? I plan to grow your stream because I feel like back in 2018 you had about the same amount of views. I mean, did I? 2018, what were we doing back in 2018? Was I even streaming on YouTube back in 2018? What was 2018? Was that BFA? I don't remember, man. Yeah, I don't remember. The first for the day? Alright. Shamtard? Wait, what's the real ID? What's his... Okay, hold on, I'll do this. Whisper Shamtard. Frost Whisper. Hey, Sham. It's Dal. What's your real ID? So we can do these duels. Let's see what Abe says. Arenaing. Okay, she's doing arenas right now. Wrong chat? I'll get a little ticket. You're chilling, my guy. You're chilling. What the? Polar bear. Wait, why polar bear? What the? What is he doing? Ah, why? Wait, how is he alive? He has a bunch of zombies on him, a warrior and a death knight, and the man's lip. Lagging? Okay. Hey, I was like, hey, what's up, Silva? How you doing, my guy? I hope you're having a good one, man. You were doing duels? I mean, highlights? Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no idea. I need to take a look into it then. Yeah. Wait. Apparently you can whisper Chemtard. Whisper. Hey Shem. Dal. Okay, I got Sham on here. Perfect. Thank you, Alex. Appreciate you. If I can have him add in real ID, then I think we'll be good to go. Zaxxer hasn't been online. Boomy 5V5 Duels. Brandon Warren. Oh man, I have some people that I haven't seen in. Okay, Shim. I wouldn't want to remove my homies because one day they're gonna come back to the game and be like, "Oh my god, welcome back." I don't want to be like, I don't want to have them like come back to the game and it's like, "Oh, Dal removed me," because then I gotta explain myself like, "No, I didn't mean to do it on purpose. It's just duels. I don't have space." Because I used to have space. Because it used to be. Yeah, one sec. Okay, Shim. Once I have you added, I can queue you up. Yeah, that's what I think we'll do. Belly. What I think I'll do is I'll probably make a lead, so you can just keep posting it here. We'll let the chat know that we got another third group if you guys want to join it. If that just doesn't work out, what we could do is maybe Lunatic will have boys swapping in and out for his group, and maybe that'll work. Wait, did it work? Sleepy Bear. Do I already have you added? Did I mess up? Sleepy Bear 21323. I can't spell apparently. Bear. That work? Friend request sent. Do I have you added by chance? I don't. Okay. Let's see if we can get him added. Did I do it right? CP Bear 2123. Because I know I couldn't have all my friends list like full or anything. Hold on. Try it again. Sleepy. Wait, did you try to add me before? That might be the reason why it's not letting me. Oh, that would do it. Oh my god. Okay. Belly, I will make you lead. If it doesn't work, I'm sure Lunatic will have some boys that you can swap around. Let me salute him. Thank you for holding the fort for me. I'm gonna get some duels up and running right now, yeah? Invite, spectator, match, Sleepy Bear, and Lunatic 5 Blades. We're just gonna throw you boys right into the Blades Edge. Now, Alex, thanks so much for trying to put a group together, man. I appreciate ya. Alrighty, finally, boys, we got ourselves some 5V5 1v1 Duels in here. That sounds so fun, yeah? Is it working? Did it work? It did. Fantastic. First duel of the night, boys. Oh man, is it gonna do that every time? Oh man. Oh shucks. Oh gee willikers. Oh, it's gonna keep doing it again and again. Oh. Alrighty, we're set. Boys, give me the best duels you've ever done. Bring everything to the table. Have some fun. Try different builds. Now is the time to experiment with different playstyles, man. Now is the time to find the build that you think will dominate this season. 5V5 Duels is the perfect place to test. You're not going to lose rating from this one at all, man. Try some stuff. Get some stuff going. It would be hilarious to see betting system in the duels. Dude, I think it'd be so good. I would love if YouTube added like points and doing like betting between team 1 and team 2 and people can bet which team is going to end up winning. I think it'd be so good, honestly. Alrighty, switch. Got us a team 1 together with Choco Rocco. I like that name. Gotta be first up as a warrior, but it looks like Coda. No, Trump Shooter? Is that your actual name? I'm just gonna call you Shooter. Just short. Actually, I could call you Trump, right? My goodness, what a name. Shout out to the team. We got ourselves Coda. Is it Coda first? Oh my god, it's just all over the place. Jasket is the only one that didn't even go out there. Fallen Jaina. Wait, I think I know who this is. That isn't your normal name, is it? Vassal is on that team. We got us group gonna be first up, taking quite a bit of damage from Coda. He's gonna go for the big avatar, mad damage, trying to see if he can lock down Coda. Coda laying plenty of traps down, trying to see if he can just walk away from Grook. Big kill shots to follow, mad damage right after. Has got himself a little bit of pet heal with a rapid fire around the corner. Got himself more kill shots. Grook trying to see if he can bypass these kill shots with just the Fury Warrior's ferocity. Charging out towards Coda, quick disarm. It tried to go for the blade, but it's actually going to be Turtle Shell immediately turning down and attention onto the bed. Knocked back by Coda, doesn't really go that far. Fear to follow, it has a trinket for it. Coda hit with a struggle, maybe in a bit of trouble. Going to be mad damage on Grook. Does he have the execute? Oh my god! Coda, are you alive? No way! No way you killed him. No way you get this here. Oh my god, you have no health. What is going on? Oh, I was going to say for a second. Oh, I thought the sniper shot would probably do it, but Grook, I think, what I think Grook did is he probably popped a cooldown, didn't he? My goodness. That is a fantastic looking set, by the way, Grook. That thing looks glorious. Chat, what are your thoughts on this warrior set, by the way? I love this here set. I love this red one in particular, man. The, what is it, 1800 set or whatever? It's so good. Choco Rocco is going to be up next as an arms warrior this time around, whereas Grook trying to see if he can hang back, get some cooldowns on, coming back up little by little, prepping himself for the next competitor. Holy Saya over on team 2, and we also forgot to mention Jayhawk as well. I like their whole purple set, by the way. It looks fantastic. Grook trying to be extra careful, charging out, going for a Stormbolt to Choco with immediate trinket, disarm, Blaze Storm, and Grook just trying to see if he can minimize some of the Blaze Storm damage, trying to see if he can walk away. Looks like he's barely out of the reach of it. It's going to be a Dragon's War by Choco, mad bleed onto Grook. Grook trying to see if he can counter offensive. That's going to be Choco leaping in, charging back in, parry up right now. Fury onto Grook, trying to keep him in place. It's going to be a leap by the Fury Warrior, and Choco cannot reconnect here. Perfect opportunity to go for a parry and then get counter offensive with the enemy team, but cannot do it. Grook is going to wait out Stormbolt as he's charging in onto Choco. Should be able to live here just fine. Stormbolt back on Choco. Does he have the execute? Try to see if he can clap him down. Is he able to do it? So Choco trying to go for a bit of a heal at the end, but Grook does end up taking him out with the out of the road. Jal charging right in. Got himself a bit of a blade rush. Trying to see if he can rip Grook apart. Ambushes back to back. Got himself a quick run through. Shadow Dance to follow. Trying to see if he can keep the pressure onto Grook as best possible. Quick disarm right after. Disarm back onto the Outer Rogue as Jal trying to see if he can keep himself afloat here. And it's going to be mad damage on Grook though. Does get himself the avatar. That is an early trinket though. So hopefully he'll have some kind of an answer when the Rogue eventually goes in for the full lockdown with the stun. Grook with the fear. Does he just go in for maybe reset? He's going to charge back at the Rogue, trying to see if he can stay aggressive. It's going to be the Rogue ambushing back out of stealth, quickly trying to see if he can capitalize some damage. Next stun could be really deadly for the Warrior unless he has a defensive. He does have a defensive, may have to use it right here. Vanish out of Jaw really early on though, by the way. No dance for quite a bit. Blind onto the Warrior as he goes in for the offensive and the defensive. The recklessness, or rather random recklessness, as well as the enraged gem, does end up leaping right up on the Rogue, which is perfect. Stormbolt to follow, trying to see if he can maximize the damage. He's got a limit on what he can do. Disarm, gouge to follow, does not berserkers out of it with the kidney shot right after. Jal is still bleeding out. They're trying to see if he can find him in escape. If the Warrior has another leap right now, he could reconnect and end this duel right here. But for Jal, this reset is extremely valuable. No Zerika's Rage this time for Grook. Will not have a way to get out of this one. Trying to see if he can be proactive, picking up the eyes. Jal has a chance here. If he can just land another stun onto Grook. Well, actually, looking at Grook's out right now, the man is running second wind, so he does make it a little harder for the Rogue to reset on him. But Jal is not deterred. Quick cheap shot, trying to see if he can get himself some cooldowns back. I think if he can just go back to chip on away at the Warrior and not go for like a hard reset, he may be alright actually. Stormbolt by Grook onto Jal, big damage. Avatar, Odin's Fury back to back bleed. I think the bleed might have connected here. Jal, is he ticking down? He is ticking down to damage, but I don't know if he got hit by the Dragon's War. Might have. Grook trying to see if he can find himself a better position. Whirlwind to follow. Jal goes in for a Shadow Step ambush. Does get himself a kidney shot rolling in. Does he have the procs? Does he have evasion? Because if he got evasion, he could maybe chain from evasion, from disarm into an evasion, and then just keep the pressure going in onto Grook. Could potentially take him down. Big evasion right now. Huge value. Grook cannot really stop this. Stormbolt is going to give him some clearance though for a second. One execute. No cheat death out of Jal just yet. Does Jal run a cheat death though? Grook, if he's careful with his leaps, he may be in a great spot. Charge into the Rogue before he can get himself proper reset. Gouge to fall right for second. Charge kidney. Trinkets out of this one. Trying to see if he can end the duel right there. Reflect up last minute. It's just going to be Grook going for a bloodthirst, I think, at the end, just to rip the Rogue apart. Well done, well done. What's Shooter gonna be up next? What a name. It's just got out of left field, but it's I like the comedy. Is it bad? I don't even know if I should laugh. Is that one of those things where I should just be like not laughing? I'm not even sure. Gonna be stoneballed by Grook, trying to see if we can get established some pressure onto Shooter. Quick disarm right after. It's gonna try to see if we can back up out of there. It's gonna be a quick chimeric poison, trying to see if we can slow down Grook, reduce some of his healing, some of his damage as well. As Shooter trying to see if he can maintain that distance away from Grook while line of sight is up. It's gonna be big turnaround by the Warrior though, getting Shooter super low into a quick charge, trying to go for the execute. It does end up slaying him right then and there. Well done, Grook. Shamtard gonna be up next, trying to see. Oh, walking out of the turtle, dude. Look at him charging in. Look at that little guy go, dude. He's just going in full speed. He does end up giving Grook an opportunity to at least catch a bit of a reset. But there it is. Just root by Shamt off of this. What is a root totem? Where did the totem come from? Oh, there's a totem right next to him. I didn't even realize it was literally in his body. Sham is playing that enhanced shaman, got himself the Ghost Raptors in, totem for a second, but Grook is able to break out of it. Big blade onto Sham, trying to see if he can turn around with that Odin's Fury empowered by Odin himself. But it's gonna have to back up out of there for a second. Sham just hoping to catch a little bit of a breather here. Guardian Spirits is active together with Wallace. He's fully tanked up, bunkered down for this duel. Grook just trying to see if he can maybe mitigate some of the damage from Sham with a defensive stance, with a disarm. Maybe that'll give him a little bit of an opportunity to at least maintain pressure onto Sham for a little bit. But Sham coming back in with a big LA Blast, Ghost Raptors at the ready. And Grook just trying to see if he can recover a little bit of health. He needs himself an independent victory, I think, right now, in case he wants to have himself at least an opportunity to survive here. Sham and yet another blast. Grook is in a bad spot right now. Could be in a lot of trouble. Reflect is up. It's gonna end up going for a burrow. It's gonna do big damage, but Grook does end up leaping out of it. Does Sham have any more Maelstrom for Lightning Bolt potentially? It's gonna be big damage out of Grook. Just trying to see if he can maximize whatever pressure he can. Light lots of trinkets out of him immediately. Does he have any healing right now? LA Blast right around the corner as he decided to dip. My goodness, Sham just putting in the work. Going in for big damage. Immediate Holy Shock into Holy Saya. Or Frost Shock rather into Holy Saya. Is going to try to see if he can establish control early on. As a shaman, he's walking into this duel. 7 minutes into the duel. 40% dampener. So it's going to be a little bit rough. Definitely wants to get as aggressive as possible. Forge defense of the Paladin. And he may be okay. Holy Saya. Hodge to follow. Knockback by the enhanced shaman. Ends up sending the Paladin flying kind of a distance though actually. Big wall up. No wall available yet. Holy Side does end up taking up himself though. Got himself Shield of Vengeance. Potentially could be a bubble situation. Actually is going to go for the bubble. Just did not feel like he could really maintain himself here. Does he have a couple more global takedown? Shamtar, does he have it? Sham with the wall right now. Does he have anything at all right now? He does have himself the healer here and there. But for the most part, he's just letting that healer sheet totem do as much value as possible. The man is going to be in a lot of trouble. Definitely needs to get his Raptors in. Stun, able to at least knock Holy Side back. Holy just needs one extra global. Sham needs a heal right now. Oh my goodness. That is so rough. My goodness, Grook came in 4-1. Slaughtering these boys down. Well done, well done. There it is. Let's get ourselves another one going, yeah? Yo, Belly, did you get yourself a fifth? By chance? Reading the chat here and there. There it is, queue up. One more guy's last spot. If no one leaves, I'll invite you, man. Hey, let's go, dude. Let's go. But yeah, we got a group available. If you guys want to join the group, you're more than welcome to. The groups are listed over in the Raids Legacy section. Go to Raids Legacy and type in number 5. Enter, and you should be good to go. For me, I have to go like Shadowlands Raid, I think. Or no? Oh, yeah? Should show up, right? Hold on. I think. Hopefully it shows up. Choco gave him CDs, dude. Choco... Wait. Choco gave him CDs. What do you mean by that? The warrior? Oh, I guess he did like what? You mean like hung back and just kind of let him like recuperate cooldowns a little bit? I mean, in 5V5 1v1 DUELS, you can go in for the honor duel and just let him kind of at least, you know, wait until they have some cooldowns back and then join in. Or just wait. 142,000 damage by Frost Shock. Really, bro? Frost Shock doing work, huh? Frost Shock build doing work. I want to see how much damage Frost Shock will do like when you get to play a full round. Let me see. Got one. Yep. Hell yeah. Let me see. Group ready? Wait, so 5? Yeah. Hold on. Group ready? Okay, so Shamtar got a group. I'm seeing the Belly got a group. Because Lunatic also still has a group. I want to get you guys rotated a little bit though. Okay, so Sleepy Bear, let me do this. Let me just whisper you on Real ID just so I can have like your name over on the just whispering to get your name on the screen for me. Yeah, just doing this real quick. Okay, so we have 3 groups that are ready. Lunatic and Sleepy just joined. I think I want to give Sleepy and Belly an opportunity, and then we'll get Lunatic back in. Somebody's gonna have to sit for this, right? Somebody's gonna have to be sitting this next one. So we're gonna do like this. So Lunatic, tell your team, hey, 5 minutes, or we'll get another one going here in a bit, yeah? 5 minutes at most. So this works. Okay, Belly, your name, I'm probably messing it up, huh? Belly is Rios. Rook. Are you online in reality? Belly. Belly! Saurus! Can you hop online on Real ID? There we go. Beautiful. Alright, now I can queue. Yeah, I know, dude, I love my privacy too, right? Being able to turn off offline once in a while. Not that bad. Kind of a good feature. I kind of like it. Not gonna lie. However, almost my bags at the bottom of my head covering some cooldowns, dude. I can't help it. I literally can't help the bags. Could you just move the bags somewhere, man? I could probably move the bags, honestly, dude. I think I will. Just move them somewhere up to the side. Or maybe hide them, maybe? Can that be a feature? Blizzard, please? Blizzard, please? Alrighty, let's get another going, boys, yeah? So Twitch, I want to fight Rook again. We definitely will get a chance, my guy. You definitely will get a chance. We'll do a lot more of these tonight. We got ourselves Team 2 together with Captain Huge, my man, living up to the name. Dude, whether you win duels or not, you got yourself the best mog in this one. We got Infinity X over as Affliction Warlock looking absolutely devious. That is a good looking set, honestly. Correls as a Windwalker Monk ready to go. Belly as a Furious Warrior. We got ourselves Pilka? Pi. We'll call him Pi. It's Pilka, but I'm gonna call him Pi, just because it's easier. Shooter over on the Team 1, immediately in that camo, skulking around, trying to see if he can get himself a good angle, which is Pi. Pi is playing the Destruction Warlock, is going to be immediate open up by the Hunter, immediate defensive out of Pi, backing up out of there, so he's feeling even a modicum of pressure. Feigned down by the Shooter, I think trying to see if he could wait out until, yeah, I think we're trying to see if we can avoid the Succubus. See what is going right now? He's running away from the Succubus. Succubus is supposed to make a run in. Big portals opening up. This guy is flooding at Shooter. And the man not in a great position right now to survive this. Does let him survive a good portion of these portals. But the man is in an execute range, and Pi just ends up crushing him down with back-to-back conflagrations as well as shatter burns, melting the boy in place. Up next is going to be, looks like this is going to be Jaskin apparently. I like that mug. Look at that set. We got ourselves Coda on that team as well as a Marksmanship Hunter. Nax is a Fury Warrior. Sham is an Enhanced Shamansman. And Pi immediately taking opener damage from the Rogue. Cheap Shot is going to go for a big defensive immediately. Trinket out of Jal really early on. As long as he's careful with the Succubus CC, he might be okay. Portals are opening up. Jal, does he have a Cloak of Shadows? That maybe a Cloak of Shadows play here is going to end up cloaking as it's going to be an opener. But Pi, try to see if you can bail away from the Rogue, but you can't outrun the Pirate. The man literally got a grapple hook to just reel you back in, fish you out of the sea. Immolate right now for Pi. I got himself actually quite a bit of procs on the Jal. Is going to end up, I think, yeah, removing his soul. He's like soul stealing him. So to make sure he has less healing, less damage for a little bit. Get a shot out of Jal. Wait, maybe turn it around. Does he have anything in defensive up right now for Pi? Evasion up for the Rogue. Kill Spree after. Oh my god. The Killing Spree does provide a bit of a damage reduction too. So the man actually almost ended up limited, but Pi just had so much more damage for the man than anything. Sham gonna be up next. Pi, no help whatsoever. He just needs a global or two. He just needs a lasso taking the guy out very quickly. Succubus, you see last second. Pi doesn't want to go out without a fight. Has a Mortal Coil, I think, off that one. Shadow Fury right after. Almost gonna Shadow Fury, trying to go for a bit of a heal, but big LM Blastos end up taking him out. That is unfortunate. With Corral's gonna be up next as a Windwalker Monk. Looks at trying to see if he can take it a little bit slow with Sham. Sham is still burning from the immolation from earlier. Trying to see if he can stun down the Monk. with that Thunder Totem. It's gonna be Karos trying to see if he can get some damage and some pressure onto Sham. Sham seeing the pressure, seeing the Monk pop on offensives and a defensive. He knows exactly what to expect. The Monk is just going to tank up and then maximize pressure and try to see if he can wombo combo Shamtard out of the way. Leg sweep to follow. Does have a trick at first, so it's going to be Karos with quite a bit of burst though. Does not go for Serenity just yet. Only Zuen. Actually, it kind of ended up separating Zuen as well as the rest of his cooldowns into Ring of Peace. Trying to see if he can keep Shamtard at bay. Shamtard does not have a line of sight, but does end up rooting Karos out in the open. So at least he knows where the Monk is going to be. He knows that the Monk can't just run away from the guy. There goes Serenity. Burst to follow. Is going to try to see if he can pop back up on him. Does he have any burst after? Is going to be able to knock him up in the air. Fist of Fury to follow, parrying down Shamtard. The man can't really go for big damage right now. He's going to go for the Bloodlust though, trying to see if he can crush down Corrals, but a Karma is going to turn the damage around. Big Ascent is trying to see if he can fight through the Karma. Can he do it? Just needs one more wind strike to potentially get past it. Frost Sharks, oh, the touch of death does end up capitalizing on him though. Into Nalix with a big War Stomp, trying to see if he can go for big damage right now onto Corrals. Into yet another charge. It's going to be Corrals. Got himself a port, didn't go super far away. Does he have a second port? Ring of Peace to follow. The bleed is on him. Maybe in a bit of trouble. Nalix trying to see if he can get back over to Corrals with a fear right after. Trying to see if he hack down the Monk as best as possible. Corrals got himself Thunder Fist, so should be able to maximize some extra damage towards Nalix, but still not really feeling all that confident in himself right now. It does want to back up out of there. Nalix, did you get rooted? I think Nalix is not rooted. I think he's just lagging a little, which is quite unfortunate. Stormbolt to follow, trying to see if he can go for a big War Colossus Smash. I don't think it's a Warbreaker, right? I guess it doesn't really matter, really. Probably Colossus Smash, though, for better single target output. This is going to be a parry right now for Nalix. Trying to see if he can maximize the pressure onto Karaz. Disarm to follow. It's going to go for the stun. Actually, as he uses the Shockwave stun, that's actually like a proper 3-second stun down. So it's not the worst ability ever. And if you can make Shockwave do more damage and a guaranteed crit, I imagine the damage it does is probably pretty decent-ish. At least comparable to a Stormbolt. Going to be Nalix, taking quite a bit of damage. Does not really have a lot of defense to work with him. Maybe going down, I think, with a lag. Just can't respond fast enough to Corrals. But he's trying to see if he can make a play here. Does get himself a little bit of healing. Yet another Warbreaker. Trying to see, maybe go for a big Execute Karma to follow. Can't really do much about it. Does end up putting a bleed onto Corrals, though. And says the Karma can't transfer damage to anyone alive. And he's going to have to take the damage to the face. Coda up next, over for the team one. Trying to see if he can find himself a better angle versus Corrals. As long as he can get himself a decent enough spot, not behind line of sight. Actually, gonna probably let the sniper shot fly. There goes the Monk out in the open. 40 meters for Corrals. Death shock him on him. Trying to see if he can go for a bit of a reset. Kodak trying to see if he can find a much better angle. Into a rapid fire right after. In cap to follow trinkets out of it. Really early on though. Into a disarm right after. Trying to see if he can slow him down with the Tar Trap as well as the Chimeric Poison. Rapid fire right after. Just sees one big execute stun to follow into a trinket for Corrals. Kodak trying to see if he can find himself a better angle. Freezing Trap around the corner. Kind of not giving Corrals a lot of opportunity to go anywhere. Does not want to get frozen. It is going to see if he can tank up the damage. Can't really go through a Tar Trap or the Freeze Trap. He's kind of stuck right now. Coda just needs a good angle and just take him out. Aim shot to follow. Is it enough? Kill shot maybe? Does he have it? Into a leg sweep. Just needs one more global and he's just made it out. I'm actually not even needed a global. Just let the pen and I think a poison take the guy down over time. With Infinity going to be up next, eating a freezing trap really early on. Sniper shot for Coda is just going to tank it up as best as possible early on. Rapid fire got himself plenty of mobility. Mortal sent him away into UA by Infinity, trying to see if he can maximize the damage. Coda not really feeling all that good. I wonder if he's running the Feign Death to remove all the dots, because that's the only way you're really going to be able to fight it right now, because Infinity got yourself a full Darkly and everything. Coda can't really just remove those dots all that easily, it looks like. Into a Drain, does have a Feign Death. I think removed all the dots. Or maybe not. I don't even know. Stun, silence, does end up removing dots last second, but it's just so, oh my goodness, just not in a great position at the end of it all. That was rough. Corrals with 2, as well as Pike packing up some 2 as well. Let's go, boys. Get ourselves another go in here, yeah? Onomasa. Let's get ourselves, I think, Belly. We'll see if we can get ourselves a Belly as well as Lunatic in here next, yeah? Just so we can get these duels still rolling. EU, by the way, is super behind NA, so we gotta get as many games as we can tonight if possible. Still 5-1 ready? Let me know if you're ready. Let me know if ready. Yeah, if you guys are missing any bodies, by the way, just let me know, and I can try to see if I can put a group, at least join up, and I can see if I can host the groups for you boys, make it easier for you. So Lunatic and Belly both ready. What are we in? Do we do Dalaran sewers? I think we do Dalaran Series, yeah. Otherwise, we do no grand over on the EU. But kind of cool if grapple would have been like a death grip before that. I think having like a talent, right? So you could either have a grapple or a death grip style ability. I think that'd be cool, right? Maybe give it like a much longer cooldown, so like a Death Knight still has like, you know, bringing a Death Knight over an outlook for a death grip is still more valuable if you're looking for a death grip. But like, if you give a rogue like a slightly weaker version of death grip, it still will be really strong, right? Like, I feel like it'd be okay if they were to like maybe give you a talent that you can modify it. Like maybe the talent where you can reduce its cooldown, right? Instead of like reducing its cooldown and make it like really you win faster, change it so it's like a grip and it's has a target, but it has a much longer cooldown, and maybe like a longer cooldown that ignores cooldown reduction, or like an extra long cooldown, like a 1.5 minutes that plays into cooldown reduction, where 1.5 will basically be about 1 minute or so. No, I mean something like that. Where's Chrysler? Dude, I want to get my boy Chrysler in here if I can. I haven't seen him on tonight, but also I haven't really had to ask a lot of people. We had the groups filled up pretty quickly tonight, honestly. How you doing, by the way, Reverence? Hope you're having a good one. Switch. Over in Team 2, we got ourselves Captain Huge with a fantastic transmog. Infinity as an Affliction Warlock, not going to be first up. It's going to be Corel's. On the team, we got ourselves Belly as the Fury Warrior, as well as Pi, the Destruction Warlock. Lex Sweep immediately by Corel's. Sham is going to have a bit of a hard time. Did I queue you guys? Did I queue the same people again? Or did I think I might have queued the wrong people. Did I? I think I did. Okay, that's a mistake on my part. Yeah, I meant to queue the other team, but I guess we're just gonna like run through this, yeah? That's my fault, boys. That is my fault. So I think it was like Lunatic's team? Yeah, my bad, boys. I'll get you guys in after this one. I don't know what happened. I was pretty sure I typed up your name. But it's going to be Corel's taking a lot of damage from Shamtard Hero. Bloodlust Tafala taking quite a big hit. Massive belly blast right after in-cap Tafala's. Corel's eating a lot of pressure from the enhancement shaman. The guy's just struggling to see if he keeps himself alive. Rotating through the defensives little by little. It's going to go for a bit of a, what's it called? A bit of a, wait, that's a lot of damage taken. Thunder to fall. Shamtard may actually go down here. Karma turn around. Wait, Corel actually, oh my god, turn it around quick. Oh my goodness! Well done! Well done! Miz is going to be up next as a Shadow Praise system around Fury to follow. Trying to see if he go for the big PI. Mad damage is going to get the Mindbender chase it after Corel's is going to try to go for a bit of a damage of his own. What kind of a setup are you playing into? He's got himself a stun around the corner. Void Eruption. Trying to see if he can maximize damage into Corel's. He's trying to see if it can be a float over there. Ring of Peace is going to boop him out of the way. At least does not go falling off the platform. With the slow down from the Siphon, it is fantastic. Definitely going to have to get himself another stun, or maybe if you're into Corel's and then maximize all the dots and let Monk kind of run away while melting to all that pressure. Corel's got plenty of mobility, so he's definitely going to utilize it as much as possible in order to get advantage over Miz. And Miz is trying to see if he can get himself a proper angle. Root to follow. Void Torrent. The guy trying to see if he can dispel it. Trying to see if he can reverse the dots back onto Miz, but it's going to throw him in a horror effect for just a second. Interrupt onto Miz for just a moment. If Miz can go in for a couple of casts like Mind Flay, oh my god, Mind Flay and all those dots are actually putting so much pressure together. Shadow Priest is a very, very different beast now. Normally when they're Mind Flaying, yeah, they usually just like use it as a filler ability, but now Mind Flay, especially Insanity Mind Flay, actually deals quite a substantial amount of damage. Miz going over the fear, doesn't go for defensive yet, trying to make sure he doesn't get interrupted though. Stun onto Corel's, fully has him dotted up, may just have to go for extra defensives, just trying to see if he can cut the guy out as best as possible. It is going to be through the mist around the corner, does get the VT onto the pet as well. It's going to be Corel's leaping back in. Miz got himself plenty of defenses though, with a bit of the Empirical Brace, could go for a bit of a shielding as well. Fade for just a moment, I think, trying to see if he can dodge Corel's attacks. Interrupt available for the Monkus, trying to see if he can find a good angle. There goes the healing right now, and Miz does have himself the power word life, so he could always bring himself back up from any kind of danger, as long as he can actually get a cast off, and especially if that cast crit, it could be a massive health recovery. Big kicks by Corel, as the man still got a lot of pressure. Interrupt available again, so Miz trying to be extra careful. Might just be a dispersed player right here. Does have a stun coming back up though, together with PI very, very soon. Corel does not have a trick, and so if Miz can just give himself a little bit of a breather, full stun, full damage on Corel, trying to go for a bit of a heal, might just have to go for PI here, maybe go counter offensive. The man just needs to capitalize some damage here at some point, together with a PI. Use stun maybe a little early. Fjorn to Corel, does he go in for the big dam? Trying to see if he can keep the VT going. PI available, but I think might have actually given it away too far. too early. Corrals is definitely just going to play it super defensive, or maybe going to charge in, pop a defensive, and just see if he can capitalize the pressure onto Miz. As Miz trying to see if he can stay away from the guy's best muscle. Burning a trigger pretty early on. Does have a stun coming back up, but not soon enough. Trying to go for a bit of healing. Does get juked out. Mind control onto Corrals. Is going to be able to pull him away from his side for a second. And Miz just uses himself a little bit more healing though. Ring a piece right after. Corral does not have an interrupt. Fury to follow. Does have a stun back up. Corral does not have a trinket anymore. Right now, you might just have to go for a stun and big damage, potentially. Just trying to see if he can back away. Void Short, is that going to be enough, though? Does end up dispelling the nuts. Back into Miz. Massive kick to follow. Does have a tentacle on him. Big Void Eruption available. Does Corral have any more defensive? Could go for a Karma right here. Fade for a second. Miz trying to see if he can fade that Karma. Silencer for Corral has a Karma. Miz needs to play defensive and heal. Touch and Death is going to end up claiming him, though. Does not want to give this man an opportunity to recover whatsoever. With the grapple hook out of Jal to follow cheap shot onto Corral. So far, this monk has been able to stand toe-to-toe with all these boys, though. Against the Shaman, against the Shadow Priest, especially with all the new changes that all these classes have gotten. So Corral is definitely holding his own on the front here. With Jal's trying to see if he can deny him any kind of reset. The monk does have plenty of mobility though. Literally some of the best mobility in the game. Leg sweep onto that killing spree does end up taking away some damage as well as a defensive out of Jal. Into a knockback to follow as he's just trying to see if he can find himself a bit of cover, a bit of a recovery, and maybe wait until cooldowns are available. Does have a pretty big defensive right now in case you want to use it versus Jal. It is going to be a pretty long cooldown though, but he may just have to burn it really early here unless he wants to. Forward maybe? Stun, trinket out of this one. Might be a dampen harm situation. Blind to follow as Corrals trying to see if he can build up some damage. Jal may just want to, I was going to say reset, but instead he's just going to get back in there, putting pressure onto Corrals pretty early on, forcing the monk to go for an in-cap, but still trying to look for that recovery as Jal just building calm points, potentially might have a defensive here. If he's got an evasion, then he's actually in a perfect spot. There goes the disarm. Corrals trying to see if he can end the duel right now. Cloak of Shadows for Jal. Does he have an evasion on top of it? I think might be an evasion. That or a Cloak of Shadows that deals with physical damage, gives it that full evasion as well as immunity to physical damage, which may be the case. Belly trying to see if he can maybe go for a big storm bolt on a Jal. Is going to be enough though. It's going to be a disarm. Fury to follow. Jal needs himself an escape. Does not have advantage for a good while right now. Is going to go for a gouge to the belly, has the Zerkers, getting a shot, forcing a trick out of him, but trying to see if he can stay within the range of belly, not to give him a charge until you have a grip, but it's going to be a big charge to follow. Shot us up for a second, big execute, does end up taking him down with a massive rampage. Nalx charging in, trying to see if he can shatter through Belly's defenses. Belly just needs to ramp up a little bit here and take down Nalx. There goes a big bleed onto Belly. We'll just have to maybe play defensive on this one. Maybe a situation where he wants to use a Enrage Regeneration. And there it goes. Bloodthirst. Every single one of them is going to help you recover, especially Impending Victory. Every single one of those you can use as well is also going to help you out a ton. Big leap by Nalx. Houses himself a parry, trying to make sure he does not let Belly escape whatsoever. Belly still can go at least for Bloodthirst back to back, but I don't really know. Unless he got himself big heals right now, I think Nalx just might end up taking you down right now. He got that anti-healing playstyle with that Mortal Strike. Fear, nothing out of it. Nalx does end up slamming you down. Together with Cap the Huge, going to be up next. Reflect up for Nalx. Cap to try to see if he can maximize that Stormkeeper damage potentially. He is an elemental shaman, so possibly, if you got a Sears in particular, gonna be a light lasso onto Nalx. As Captain Huge trying to go for a Stormkeeper. Nalx does not have a defensive for this one, I don't think, unless you got a reflector around the corner, and you'll be able to reflect only one of these zaps. It's gonna be Root around the corner. Nalx needs something right here, right now. Charge is gonna be able to pick up a little bit of health. Warbreaker onto Captain, but the man is just gonna be able to zap you down, taking you out. An Agrosian? Aggro-Asian? Is that what it is? Aggro is going to be up next as Captain trying to see if we go for a bit of a frost shock to a bash. Aggro just going in for big damage right now. What is this Sursurus? Oh my goodness, Aggro is going full aggro. Look at this guy go. Big charges trying to see if he can stay on top of Huge. The man got a wall. Grounding Totem is going to be able to take at least one of the Star Surges back to him. The man just barraging him with the powers of Arcade. He just wished to win this duel, and those wishes are coming true. Literally shooting stars firing out of this man's hands. Captain trying to see if he can get himself a bit of recovery, dropping down a healer totem. That's going to be a knockback by aggro, but doesn't really able to get himself a proper lockdown onto Captain. Does go for the root around the corner, not letting the guy go anywhere. Lasso, trinkets out of it immediately. Just looking to get some dots onto Captain. The man trying to see if he can maximize the pressure onto aggro. And this is where aggro is playing defensive. He does have himself Heart of the Wild, so may have to use a bar skin. Is it going to be enough though? Captain needs himself just a couple more procs, and he should be in a decent enough spot. Got himself Stormkeeper. Aggro, better be careful. That Stormkeeper is going to be deadly. Does not have a silence or anything. Does not want to go for the Heart of the Wild just yet either. So you just try to see if you can use the mobility as well as bear form, taking the hits of that Stormkeeper into the bear form with a quick route to follow onto Captain, trying to see if you can deny him any pressure. I think he's just going to wait out until the lightning fades from the man's beefy taurine hands. Aggro, does he have cooldowns though? So it's really difficult to track your Incarnation. Because like Incarnation, it's kind of like wings. It basically on the cooldowns it says it's always available, but that's not always true. Bash on the Captain, can't really go anywhere, can't even knock back aggro at all though. It's gonna be back-to-back Star Surges, has himself Lava Burst ready. Does it take him down right here? Lightning Lasso to fall out. Oh my god, that spin! He felt like he was like, you know what, I'd win. I 100% win that one. I like that little twirl at the end, man, the twirl of confidence. But aggro was doing some pressure. I feel like if that duel was going in without any kind of dampener, that might have been a whole nother story. Alrighty. Yo, Luna, sorry. Hold on, Luna. Sorry, I didn't get your team last time. This time for sure, if you are ready. Yeah, might be Luna. A lunatic. But you get what I mean, right? You get what I mean. No problem. Let's get you guys in next, yeah? Ready? So Belly's ready, Lunatic is ready. So we'll get both of them in. This time I'll make sure that I got both of them in this turn. Let's just do it right, yeah? What are you? I am female version of what's that guy that commentates our game match fights? I am a fight spectator or a fight promoter, whatever you want to work with. All right, Belly, Sleepy Bear, that's what I gotta swap out. Lunatic and Belisarius. What are we doing right now? Lordaeron. Duels. Duels of Champions. This man is literally asking me like, what are you? Because I did play on an RP server, so he's probably wondering like what my mog is. He did kind of find me immediately though, so I don't know if it was one of you guys that came over. Or if the guy maybe was just flying around and he just saw like a random blood of hanging out with sunglasses and a tuxedo jacket or whatever and tuxedo pants. Okay. I think I'm good on all the auto cues. What are you? Yeah, that's the first question you should ask whenever you're going out on a date with a girl. Just like sit down at the table and just like look at her and be like, so, what are you? Who's them every time, man. That's how I got Kren, dude. First line out of the gates. They're either gonna be falling heels for you or leaving. In my experience, 99% leave, but like Kren didn't. So you'll get some weird one once in a while. Good Twitch. Anyone get spots? I'll double check for you after that, BD. How does that sound, my guy? How does that sound? We got ourselves Cap Huge over in Team 2 with Infinity, Carell's, Belly in the back, and Pie. This is going to be first up versus Facile. A bit of that Destro versus Demonology action. Into a succubus, you see immediately the man popping a trinket. It's going to be a Mortal Culture follow Facile. No longer can go for instant cast summons. If he's playing the Master Summoner PvP talent, he can summon his demons faster, like Tyrant, Fel Doggies, and the Vile Fiend, but he can't instant summon Demon Doggers like he used to, which was super nice. It is going to be a big pet lord onto Pi. The man actually maybe take a lot of pressure, avoiding a good portion of this demonic army though. The man just went circles around him and somebody dropped down a big balloon demon over there. The Observer watching carefully. It looks like Facile's going to be the one getting hit. Every time he casts a spell, he's just going to get hit every single time. The man may be in a bit of trouble. He does end up having his soul stolen by Pi for a second and consumed. The man just went over there and blasted him out, avoiding the demons entirely, dropped down a big balloon demon to blast him away. Fallen Jaina is going to be up next, playing as a Frosty DK. Are you actually dual wielding? I don't think you are, right? It's going to be big cannibals back to back by the Dasher Warlock. Oh, triple, and the man quadruple. Fallen somehow is alive through 4 Chaos Bolts in a row. I don't think the man even had AMS for that one. Into a stun, Pi in a bit of a trouble, gonna be that second BCC. Fallen trying to see if he can recover a little bit of health. The man does not have to play into dampening just yet, has defenses to work with here. Potentially group onto Pi, getting him back in here. Pi cannot escape, try to go for a bit of a port, and Fallen may actually be going down right here. Does go for the IBF as well as a Dark Bag, does not really, or Death Bag, does not really have a lot of health to work with. Interrupt onto Pi, the man just trying to see if he can keep the pressure rolling in. Into second BCC, last second Incinerate may just do him in. Oh my goodness, he did end up getting an execute. He had an execute from a Death Knight sitting on him the entire time too. It procced at the end, but the guy just wasn't low enough. That could have been a cross kill there. Grook seeing the Warlock boarding away, he's gonna be able to lock him down. Big bleed, nowhere for him to go except into the graveyard, and that's exactly where we are, by the way. And that was Grook actually able to bypass. He had his soul stolen, 25% less damage done, 25% less healing done, and the man was still able to go for a big finisher. Captain Huge gonna be up next. Big knockback on. Wait, is this Huge Butt Man? Hold on a second. I just put the two and two together. Is this Jonas? Is this Subdued? Is this the boy, the myth, the man, the legend? Is this Huge Butt Man? He just Captain Huge now instead? I like the Captain Huge arc, by the way, if that's the case. Trinket out for Captain as he got himself a wall, trying to see if he could get away from the Fury Warrior, but it's going to be rough. Hex to follow is going to force the Trinket out of Grook. Maybe you can take advantage of that situation. Maybe like a Light and Lasso will let you go for a bit of a finisher versus Grook. Freeze to follow, and Captain just trying to see if he can back up out of there, looking for a bit of a healing. The man trying to buy himself a little bit of a breather. The Warrior using the leap really early on. Light and Lasso cannot escape it, but it's going to end up going for a bit of a reflect. Captain Huge trying to be very, very careful when he goes in for a big lava burst. Frost Shock to follow. Again, trying to find himself some space between him and the Warrior. Knock back to create even more space. Just trying to see if he can walk away from the guy. Could be going down. Grook gave himself a little bit extra help with a commanding shot, but it's a borrowed bit of health. The man could be going down here any moment. As soon as the health falls down, trying to go for as much recovery in the opener. Fear onto Captain, trying to see if he can keep the pressure rolling in. Looking for the quick bloodthirst without breaking the fear. If you do very, very little damage, you shouldn't break the fear too quickly. Grook going in for the big hits. Captain leaping away. That's going to be totem down, but I don't know if it's going to end up helping that much. Big bleeder to Captain. Knockback. Needs to go for a heal right now. Fighting through the bleeds. Grook looking to reconnect there. Big leap to follow. Lasso cannot respond to that lasso at all. Yet another knockback. And Captain has Stormkeeper available. Grook still going in for the mad heals. Every time he has a Bloodthirst or Impending Victory, he's making sure to use it on either the person he's fighting or even pets like the Earth Elemental. Captain does end up going for yet another freeze. Reflect up for Grook. Try to be very, very careful with the freeze. Could maybe turn around and go for a big Stormkeeper on the guy, potentially. I think that's the only way he's probably going to win this one. No Reflect available for Grook. Actually still taking quite a bit of damage. Charging towards the Fire Elemental. Frost Shock to follow. Grook may be in a bit of trouble. Earth Shock right after. Frost Shock trying to see if he can pull the pet back for a second. He's literally controlling the pet to make sure that Grook does not have a target that he can just keep Bloodthirsting off of. There goes the pet behind the corner. Grook looking to catch up on Bloodthirst off of it. Captain catching himself up. A little bit of health. Stormbolt to follow. Grook does not want to go down without a fight, and Captain just trying to see if he can find himself in winning condition. He needs to knock Grook back, lock him down. Mad Lava Burst proc right now. Lasso right after. Does he have enough here? Trinket. It's going to be a Warsome Hex. It's going to be reflected the Hexes. Grook got himself plenty of pressure. Captain does have a wall burrow down. Maybe if he crits with a burrow, he can maybe kill this. No, oh, good knockback with it. Oh, come on, it's so good. Lead by Grook, looking to reconnect. Huge doesn't catch himself up a little bit of healing. Get another knockback. It's going to be a charge by the Warrior. Does not want to go anywhere. Big damage, trying to see if he can capitalize. I think he's looking for this final last kill right here. Root to fall as Captain looking to recover off of that bleed. Grook does not want to go down without a fight here. He wants to win this duel by all means necessary. He's got himself plenty of mobility and plenty of healing. Captain, it's really down to him how well he plays here, because Grook is just going to keep fighting and tussling and brawling with this one. So for Captain, he needs to find a precise way to end the kill and end the duel, and Grook just needs to keep himself afloat until he can find himself that moment of glory. Big damage, Captain can't go anywhere. Double knockbacks, can't really get away. Stormbolt before he can get frozen. If you can maybe reflect the freeze, trying to go for the reflect is going to be ruined instead from the totem. So for Grook, try to go for a perfect reflect, but it's just going to be, cannot really do anything off of that root. Just has to let Captain get away. Is that another root totem? Second one? Did you reset the totem or something? What was that? Earthshock into Light and Lasso. Does not have a trinket for a bit, but Grook does have a defensive come back up very, very soon. Freeze to follow. Does not have the elemental next to him. It's going to be yet another Earthshock. Does he go for Frost Shock right after? Knockback with a root to follow. Stormbolt, perfect for Captain, but he's going to charge back in. Reflect to follow. Captain's trying to be extra careful here. Extra careful. Into Primordial. Is it going to be enough here? Big lava burst. Earthshock to follow. Does he take him out here? Walling this off. We're just trying to see if he can get himself a little bit extra health to work with. Just needs a little bit more damage. Trying to see if he can scrap a bit of health back into a charge right after. War Stomp for a last second into a freeze. And Grook, eating lava burst back to back. Does go for the Avatar just to break out of the wood, but yet the root totem is going to be right around the corner. Captain, does he have enough damage here? It's going to be a Stormbolt. Does Captain have a knockback? Has a trinket for it. Leap away. That's going to be Grook. Needs to reconnect. Charge right after into a fear, trying to see if he can keep Captain at bay. The man is literally just quaking while he's literally defying laws of physics. While Grook looking for a bit of recovery, got himself second win. Maybe he can start recovering some health with second win, and Captain is feeling like he got himself a pretty good winnable position. Frost Shock right after as he tried to go for a big bleed. Grook definitely needs to go for a defensive here. Reflect no longer available. That's going to be one zap. That's all he needs. Trying to see if he can find himself some cover behind the card. That's all he's looking for right now. He's got a Flame Shock, so he's not going to be able to escape it into a lava burst. Oh my goodness, that was so clutch between the two. That was amazing. Oh my goodness, Broton, did you see that one? My god, that was an amazing duel. Gotta be an intro by Holy Sire and Captain just jumping under the ground, man. This man is on the ground. Big knockback onto Holy Sire is gonna catch him with a hand of freedom. Got himself ponied up on the big Triceratops. Huge is gonna go for yet another knock. This man is controlling this battlefield entirely. There's no one that can stand up to him when it comes to this raw control. Unless Holy Sire could just stun him, lock him down, potentially even bubble. It's gonna go for the blind just to make sure he got himself the most amount of cheesy lockdowns into a freeze to follow. I don't know how Captain makes out of this one, man. I don't know how he makes out of this one alive. 8 minutes into the duel, 41% dampening. The guy is still under a ton of pressure. Knockback yet again onto Holy Sire, trying to catch up on healing. But the Paladin, I mean, there's nowhere for him to go, right? You can't really get away from him. War Stomp for just a second. Again, Captain trying to catch up a heal. Next rebuke is just going to be the end of the guy, and I think it's over. Holy Sire does end up slaying him, but the guy had himself a hell of a match, though. It was amazing. It was so clutch. It was so close between the two, man. Between the Furious Warrior and the Shaman, who's just absolutely out to win it. Karels is going to be up next versus Holy Sire. The man does have a bubble. He's going to use it really early. Try to see maybe if you can put pressure into Karels. As soon as the man bails out, goes for full regenerating. Karels wants to maximize the damage as soon as he has the win and everything. He got himself a big jab into a wall by Holy Sire. Trying to see if he can maybe get some pressure versus Karels. Walking away from Fist of Fury. Fist of Fury breaks Holy Sire. Maybe he can go counter offensive stun. Immediate trinket out of Karels. Trying to see if he can go for a bit of survivability. Spending Holy Power. Generating Holy Power and spending it just on healing alone. Final record to Karels is going to turn around with that Karma. Try to see if he can use that Shield of Vengeance to reverse the damage back into Holy Sire. Holy with the lay in hands, but the man's just completely out of juice. Maybe a Blessing Protection could have been maybe kind of helpful, but at this point, I don't even know, man. I don't even know. That's tough. That's just rough out there. Jayhawk gonna be up next. Got him some big Arcane Surge just to take down the monk right then and there. He's gonna go for the trinket. He's got himself lots of pressure. Doesn't get himself the angle though. Big Barrage does not have himself the instant cast or anything. It looks like Karels is going to have that touch of magic tick out on him. Does get himself the Arcane Missiles last second. Even had himself a little bit of a float so he can just missile barrage him from around the corner. He's definitely trying to see if he can find himself a better angle missiles. If he can set him up some big missiles back to back versus Karels and then unleash a big barrage, maybe that could work. Close lining the mages and closes the gap for a breath. Karels trying to see if he can recover a little bit of health. Goes in for the Fae. That's going to give him a little bit extra health to work with. I think Jayhawk may be lagging a little bit. But otherwise, he's doing really good. Shifting power by the mage barrage onto Karels. Try to see if he can find himself a better angle. Yet another barrage flying in. And Jayhawk looking for a bit of an invis. It's going to be an immediate spinning crane kick. Polymer to follow. Does Jayhawk run the Master Shepherd PvP talent, which allows you to... Knockback didn't even send Karel flying. What just happened? Blink to follow. I think he's still trying to go... Does he play Master Shepherd? So we'll find out if he does or doesn't. When he polys the monk and the monk does not heal, then you're playing the Master Shepherd PvP talent. Big damage of Jayhawk. Does have himself a reversal. Karel's not feeling all that good right now. He does have a karma, but he knows Jayhawk. You're just gonna end up going for a big old ice block if that's gonna be the case. Into missiles, interrupt him for a second, knockback right after. Does Jayhawk have a fire breath? He may. Oh, he doesn't for a second actually. I forgot that it actually tracks it now. Big damage onto Karel's. Actually ends up going for in-cap on the last second, so Jayhawk never gets to use his full burst. Lit through a cone of cold onto Karel. Still wants to go in for the big arcane power, arcane blaster damage. May have to be going for Ice Block here really early. Yeah. Or no. I think what he realized is he wants to go for Ice Block here. But maybe he's like, you know what? If I Ice Block here, I need to get a karma out of him. Then Ice Block, and then I'm good. I think that might have been the case there. I think that's what he was trying to do that entire time. Yeah. That or maybe lag just ended up catching up with him. Let's get ourselves another one going, boys. Yeah, that was a fantastic set of duels, man. The Fury Warrior versus the Elemental Shaman. The two competitors, and no one wants to go down without a fight. Trying to claim that sweet victory. It is glorious. Master Shepherd seems like a must. Yeah, it's really good, Broton. What it does is, when an enemy is polymorphed, it gives you like extra versatility and movement speed, but also it prevents the enemy from healing while polyed. So if you can catch somebody low and hit them with a poly, then walk away from them, establish like a good route or whatever, or poly ring, right? So you really have to go through a bunch of obstacles just to reach you, and then you blast them from a distance. It really does not give them a lot of opportunity to recover. That one is a decent talent. I don't know, like, what else would you run over it though, you know? I think it just may be a best in slot on duels, honestly. Maybe best in slot. If anyone needs more person, I'm here. Yo, Sleepy Bear, I want to check if he's there. Hey, Sleepy, team ready? So we got Sleepy, and we can go Lunatic, get those boys back in here, and then we Belly. Belly, if you need more bodies, we got at least BD that wants to join on some. Look at this biker squad, by the way. Sorry, chat. But look at this biker gang right here, man. RP servers, am I right? How could it just be like a spectator? Wait, there's just only two? It looked like it was three, because that one looked like an extra bike, but it's just a cart. Okay, I thought it was like a biker squad. It's just two. It's not as exciting. Not as exciting. Alright, Lunatic and Sleepy Bear. Always up? Hell yeah, my guy. What do we take you guys into now? Hook point? Because we've done like all our basic arenas. We'll probably double back into like Grand, Blade's Edge again, Rook Hold, all that stuff in a bit here. We'll throw you guys into Rook Point, and probably the next arena what I'll do, unless you guys have a preference, how to join. Gravelick, we have groups available over in the LFG. If you want to join us up, I can maybe see if there's a spot open in LFG, and you're more than welcome to join in. Anybody and everybody is welcome to tonight. We're hosting these duels over on the EU, but tomorrow we'll be hosting them over on the NA. Yeah, everybody and anybody is welcome to join. I'm one of them. One of them needs a person here. Oh, Gravelick, there we go. Gravelick? Gravelick. I'm gonna go with Gravelick. It's gonna be Gravelick, but no E at the end of Grave. But yeah, BD got a group. BD, whose group are you with? Are you with Belly? Belisarius? The Fury Warrior? Just go with Belly, right? Belly, much easier. But if you're with Belly, Belly should have the group listed, I imagine, on LFG, Raids Legacy. If you go into Raids Legacy, go to search and type in number 5. You should be able to find the group there, hopefully. Yeah, I'm Grifka. Hey, Grifka, how you doing, my guy? You should have told me that. Oh, yeah. Hold on, you messaged me on Discord, didn't you? Is it Griv? Yeah, Gravelick. All right. Yeah, if you just said Grifka, dude, I mean, that's easy. Okay. All right. So, I don't know if you've done that. Fallen Jaina is going to be first up versus Miz, dropping down a Shadow Crasher on the corner, trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a barrage around the pillar versus the Death Knight. Has got himself a bit of a fear. It's going to be going for Lichborn immediately. Actually, if Miz, I doubt he's running it, but Shackle Undead is looking very mighty nice right now without Lichborn, as it does make the Death Knight fully undead. Miz trying to see if he can back away from Fallen Jaina as he goes in for a quick route into Shadow Crasher. Shadow Crasher PvP is fantastic, man. That's true. It's easy dots as long as the enemy cannot avoid it. Into Siphon, trying to see if he can eliminate it immediately. Big damage by Miz as he's trying to go for a bit of a healing as he gets interrupted on Shadow. Stunned by Fallen, trying to see if he can deny Miz any kind of casting. But if Miz got himself plenty of casts, silence on Jaina, nothing he can do about it. Oh, just claimed him with a void. Oh my goodness, Shadow Priest, man, they're very much an interruptible class right now. Not a lot of insta-casts anymore. However, if they do get a setup on you, that was a clean setup, by the way. Silence into a full void torrent, and that's on you. Unless you've got a defensive, you're done. Maybe IBF, but most. Miz should be very careful, by the way. Fatso just opened up the big gate to hell. Summoned up a Tyrant, full set of pets, and he's going to have a Pit Lord on the way. Miz may decide to go for Disperse. He uses Fear really early, but a full Pit Lord is on the way out of this portal in just a moment. The Pit Lord is going to put her a lot of pressure. May just be a dispersed situation. Does he go in for it? He's trying to see if he can play it super safe. Does have his soul ripped out for just a second. There goes the disperse. Honestly, I would have dispersed much earlier. As soon as I see the Pit Lord, that's where I press the disperse, man. That thing is just going to truck you and put in so much pressure. But the demons still have not faded back into Twisted Nether. Just offers so much more pressure for Facile. But Miz so far has been able to survive through this demonic army. They're trying to see if he can maybe match the demons with his powers of the void. Got himself a siphon, summon up some of his own pets actually. Trying to see if he can be also the master of the pets as well. Just those from the void beyond, I guess. I don't really know where they come from, to be honest. Flashing heal right now for Miz, trying to see if he can find himself a better angle versus Facile. More to call to follow as Facile. Does he have himself a lockdown with a stun to follow right after? Does have himself a dark pact as well. So got himself plenty of defensive stun onto Miz. Got himself a little bit of healing. At least can go for maybe some healing here and there with power word life. But the man right now is just really down to healing himself. That's all he can do right now. Not a lot of big emergency defensive cooldowns at the ready. Does not have disperse for a good bit. No trigger for a while. Trying to see if he can shadow crash around onto Facile. And then it's going to be his soul getting ripped away from him. The man is kind of limited on the damage and the healing he can do unless he can reclaim his soul, which he just there. You never really get to see the soul reclaim ability that often. But it's kind of cool as a spectator. I think it's the first time you really get to see like the full animation and all of it. It looks great. By the way, Facile, I'm seeing you got soul shards. Doesn't it technically give away like that you have a big go as a warlock? Hey, I got 5 soul shards above my head. Is that like a really big tell? Don't you want to keep that information hidden from the enemy? To a degree, I guess. Got himself full Demon Dog is charging in. Siphon joins in. Facile just loading up even more demons onto Miz, who does go for disperse really early on before even a Tyrant was able to come out. Axe toss to interrupt Miz, and there goes a full Tyrant charging at him. Second Axe to follow, boarding next to the guy. Fear on all the bets except for the Tyrant. Does end up ruining the bet as well. Bigfoot eruption. Maybe this is where Miz turns it around. Stun to Facile. Nothing he can do about it. Big stun. Full acclaim. Oh my god, he does end up letting the void consume the guy. Well done. With Holy Scion charging now, trying to see if he can just absolutely demolish this void beast out of this plane of existence as best as he can. Trying to see if he can purge down Miz, purge the shadow with the light itself. Stun to Miz in a lot of trouble. Maybe he can go for emergency healing with the power word life. Definitely wants to use it whenever it's available. Got himself maybe a little bit of healing. Oh, didn't even go for the interrupt. Just ended up having himself the big old hammer slamming down on the guy. Just got him the crit he needed with wings and everything. That was rough, man. He did a lot of damage for sure, but my goodness. Yeah, maybe if he got himself like a disperse there in that situation, maybe he would have been okay. But that's a rough one, man, especially with the Paladin who's just got a trinket, Shield of Evidence wall, like, unless you can maybe crowd control him, like mind control him constantly during his wings. Maybe just give yourself a breather. That's the only path I think he had to like maybe winning. But when you're under so much stress by a Paladin, sometimes like the most obvious strategy does not really hit your mind. And even then, I don't even know if that was a really obvious strategy. Might have even worked, honestly. Gonna be big portals opening up as Vol's just trying to see if he can barrage and overwhelm Holy Sire with just the fel itself, opening up a bunch of portals with an Infernal, putting Holy Sire on the defensive on the back foot as he's looking for a bit of a reheal. Fear to follow as he locks him down with the cans, but after forcing out a bubble out of the guy. Holy Sire trying to see if he can get counter-offensive with a final wreck. Wings available, got himself a lot of pressure actually, and hoping to maximize the pressure. Gets away from the succubus. You see for just a second, Volt may just have to go in for defensive. He doesn't have a wall anymore, so might be in a bit of trouble. May have to go for reflect here for the next set of Hodge. If he can reflect the next Hodge, he'll be golden. Dark back potentially could be really good for him too, but kind of in a bad spot right now. Unless he can maybe time the reflect at the right time, he could be in a bad spot. Reflect, nope, not yet. Searing Glare, so Waltz can't even go counter-offensive for a good bit. Next 4 seconds, all of his abilities are simply going to miss. And I think that includes like Mortal Coil, is just not going to be able to land on Holy Sire whatsoever. Stun onto Waltz, does have a portal open for a second. Both of them are super low. Holy Sire trying to go for a bit of recovery. Shield of Evidence right after Waltz got himself a stun. Actually getting juked out on a kick. Does give him opportunity to at least get some fast cast, but it's going to be Shield of Evidence popping back on you together with a full-on final wreck, as well as a lay on hands for Holy Sire to go for a bit of recovery. As Choco Rocco trying to see if he can hit this Paladin very quickly. Leaping in. Actually looks like Holy Sire got plenty of pressure, plenty of bite back towards Choco, as Choco does not want to go defensive stance whatsoever. But he's also kind of limiting himself on the cooldowns he's committing. He's not popping Avatar. He's got to try to see if he can set up himself up. Maybe a good commanding maybe a good, like, not commanding shout, Colossus Smash, and just execute the guy very quickly. Blessing of protection. Wait a second. Holy Sai may be able to recover here. Choco, I think, might have undercommitted the cooldowns, and now Holy has an opportunity to come back here. Choco is going to be the one on defensive right now. Maybe if he can reflect a Hodge back into Holy Saya, he might be in a decent spot. Stormbolt, does he have a heal? I think it's over. Leaping in. Oh, and Holy Saya just ends up taking him down, with Sham going to be up next. There's no way Holy Saya takes 4, right? There's no way. That with the warrior underplaying your cooldowns, sometimes you end up, you know, using very, very little, and then you have enough for the next guy, or sometimes you end up walking into the first guy under delivering on the cooldowns that you should have, and then just not have enough giving the enemy a chance. But here Holy Saya is sitting with a shield defenders, maybe potentially a wall. Wings available, maybe has a chance, but I don't think Shamtard is going to give him any opportunity whatsoever, as Holy still trying to focus on defensive. Big knockup for a second into Lava Lashes and Storm Strikes back to back. Sunder to follow, stunned by Holy Saya. Knocked back, but Holy Saya, does he want to see how aggressive? Searing Glare, so Shamtard can't really go counteroffensive on the guy. He's just going to be missing all of his attacks for a good bit. Holy Saya does have the Ghost Raptor chasing after him. Next Elder Blast is going to take him out, and Shamtar did not want to let this Paladin out of his sight. Jayhawk is going to be up next, linking around the corner. It's going to go for a trinket off of that lasso, as he is definitely lagging quite a bit. Hopefully it doesn't really lock him down too badly. Sham got himself a bit of a defensive. He could go for a Guardian, I guess. Yeah, okay, Jayhawk. My guy, hopefully he clears up for him, man, because otherwise, if this Jayhawk does not stand a chance if this man is lagging that badly. Sham putting himself out in the open is going to be a big blast to Jayhawk, trying to see if he can maximize the pressure. Is it maybe going to be enough though? Sham does have a touch of the Magi on him, going to be shifting the power for Jayhawk, trying to see if he can get himself some cooldowns back, maybe some defenses as well. Big Ascendance randomly for Sham into a lockdown onto Jayhawk. Does he have enough damage here? The Wind Strikes are doing a lot of pressure into the Alien Blast right after. Jayhawk does have himself an old time last second, could maybe go for an Ice Block. It looks like he is playing the Master Shepherd PvP talent. As you can see, Shamtard is polymorphed, but he's not healing whatsoever. And it does give Jayhawk an opportunity to at least increase his versatility for any kind of recovery, for any kind of healing, which mages are kind of limited what they can do in terms of healing. But also gives you movement speed, so if you want to polymorph and run away, it's actually quite fantastic. Ice Block out of Jay, decided, you know what, I just want to tank this damage up for a bit. We go for a bit of recovery, and just at least give myself a chance. The man is a little bit behind at all times with a lag, but for the most part he's trying to give it the best shot he can, man. Wall available for Sham, got himself the Guardian as well, trinket in case he ever needs to, and Jay got himself a decent setup right now into a lasso by Sham. Blink to follow for Jay, got himself full breath onto Sham with a Potter right after. Again, just trying to see if he can get himself a bit setup. Arcade Blast to follow. Does he have maybe a big go potentially? Was that a all the time? I think that was actually touch of the magic to follow. Got himself big blasters with Sham, actually taking quite a bit of damage. Does Jay maybe take him down? Oh! It looked like maybe he was chipping away at him for a bit, and then just Alien Blast turned it around and just ended the guy. Sham is in a lot of trouble. Big bleeds, big Fury Warrior, big damage, big hits, needs every defensive. Wall won't be enough. Oh, and Grook just ends up running the man down. Was Jal gonna be up next? Ambush to follow. Diss him right after his Gruul. Grook, try to see if he can keep the pressure going onto the Rogue as well. Is that evasion? No, maybe. It's hard to track Outlaw Rogue's evasion. Even the UI does not track it just because of that cooldown reduction for the spec. So it's just impossible to tell. Grook taking quite a bit of damage right now though, trying to see if he can maybe give himself a breather. The Outlaw Rogue does not want to let him go anywhere. He got him in the really low, does not want to let him recover health at all. Grook could be in a lot of trouble, does himself a heal. If the Rogue has an evasion, Grook will not be able to get any value from it. Does go for the Vanish, is going to be able to cleave the Rogue down. Ambushes back-to-back blind to follow. Kidney right after. Does he himself a lockdown? Maybe enough damage. Does he have it? He has him super low. Maybe one pistol shot just needs a couple more ambushes. I think he might. Oh! It does end up taking him down. Well done, y'all. My goodness. And Holy Saya out of left field, just going back in with 3 back-to-back. Man, that was rough. That was rough. Let's get us another going here, boys, yeah? Uno más. I think we gotta get Belly in here. Belly! You have a group, my guy. And Sleepy. We can get Belly and Sleepy next, yeah? Ready when you are? Fantastic. Sleepy! I'll whisper in just a second. Let me know if you're ready. Was it you, Warlock? Hell yeah, my guy. Hell yeah. I'm surprised we don't have my man Kragar in here or nothing, but I think he's also like completely just Gonski, isn't he? Let me double check. Kragar, yeah. Let me see Kreiser. Isn't Shat Breath? So he's probably queuing up. You know, like when you're in an arena and you just spam in the actual arenas, you're just gonna go find yourself like a spot, capital city or whatever, and you gotta just chill there and just get some cues, right? That's probably what my Chrys was doing. Hey, Chrys. Hey, Chrys. I'll ask. We have space. Okay, so Sai, are you Sham? 2 guys left, so you guys can get Grifka and potentially Chrysler in there. Yeah. Sure, my man said yeah. Okay. Yo, Sai, invite me real quick. I don't know. Are you Sleepy Bear, or are you somebody else? Or no, you are Holy Saya, right? You 2 people. I got you. Yeah, get me in here. I'm gonna get my guy Chrysler in here. So just invite my man Chrysler, dude. Let's get my boy Chrysbat in here. Oh my goodness. One more. Grifka, where you at? Grifka. Grifka, can you whisper Dal Spectator on Argent Dawn? I know it's a lot. Dal Spectator. Argent Dawn, like the EU Argent Dawn, the RP server. Because if you can whisper me real quick, or if you have me out of the real ID, that would work too. Is that you? Griffith's with me, got 2 people. Okay, cool. So Brochan got 2. Awesome. We need uno mas then. We need uno mas. I'm in. Okay. We need uno mas. Pass my lead. Fantastic. Let me see if I can list this real quick. Need one more. And we game in. So Belly said he's ready. So this group is with Lunatic. You know what I might do just to give Chrysler a chance to play? I'll probably do Belly versus Lunatic. I think that's what I'll do. And then we'll just like start rotating you guys like normal or whatever. I just want to give my man Chrys, because we used to have Chrys here all the time, man. All the time. But yo, boys, we got Onomas. If y'all want to join in, let me know or find the group in Raid's Legacy section. What I can do is maybe get a +1. Do I ask Ben? Does Thalera want to join us for 5v5 1v1 Duels? J-Dubs? William. I'm trying to remember who the hell is William. Mogdem is around, but he's doing a key. Also, me and Jay gonna do some more keys together. By the way, chat, did a 20 the other day. Actually, today. 19 into a 20. Vortex Pinnacle 20 is rough, dude. I think they're gonna end up nerfing the final boss a little. I mean, gear is gonna make a pretty big difference to make that one much easier to do, but rough, dude. But that's about week to 20, man. We got at least one of them. I want to see if we can get more done, but dude, keys this season have been so fun right now, man. Underrot is fantastic. And what else there? Underrot has been good. Bracket Height actually has been pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I really can't hate the place. Naltharis has been fantastic as well. Good dungeon. Freehold. Under. Did I say they mentioned Freehold and Under? Freehold and Under if I haven't. I actually don't think Vortex is that bad. The final boss is definitely like. The final bosses are rough, but otherwise it's not bad. Is Obliv around? Obliv? Hey Obliv. Wait, okay, we got a guy. Biddy, hey, my man. Got you. I got you. Okay, we're gonna do Lunatic versus Belly. Cool. Okay, we're ready. Okay, team ready. Doing in a bit. Yeah. Thank you so much, Grook. I appreciate you, by the way. Or Lunatic. I appreciate you for helping me with this goods, man. It's actually like super nice of you, my guy. Seriously, thank you. It makes it so much easier. Billy Sarius. Because when you guys know, like, oh, okay, let me just get Dal in this group. Okay, let me do this, let me do that, or whatever. Dude, you have no idea how much it speeds up the pace at which we can crack these out. Thank you, seriously. Thank you so much, boys. I appreciate you. Hope everybody's having a wonderful patch 10.1. And hopefully you guys are excited for 10.15, man. That new Evoker spec got me feeling all kinds of ways, man. I'm not gonna lie, that thing looked kind of good, honestly. I am liking the fact that they're doing something different without classes, and I'm wondering, like, if this thing is successful, what else are they gonna do with other specs? If anything, I hope that maybe reconsider adding like a debuffer spec for Demon Hunter, like a third spec for them. But I do wonder if they'll end up reworking some of the other play styles as well. I'm a little afraid how the spec is gonna do in PvP, by the way. I'm not sure how well it's gonna go. It may be like just a utility kind of damage kind of healer class, or maybe they'll end up turning like into a full DPS in PvP. Who knows, honestly. Maybe like a PvP town, you'll forsake a lot of your buff playstyle and do a ton more damn. But hopefully they'll end up like really trying to figure out what they want to do with that one. But it could be interesting. It could be a new direction for classes. Switch. We got ourselves Team 1 together with BD over as the Demon Hunter ready to go. Kreisbad joining in. Playing out the Destruction Warlock. Grook on that team as a warrior. We got Holy Sai in the back as well as Jayhawk Wizard. Versus Captain Huge over in Team 2. We got ourselves Infinity Corrals. Gonna be first up by the looks of it with Billy in the back as well as Pi. Corrals going for Lex Soup immediately onto BD. The man may be in a lot of trouble. Does go in for a trinket. Really late though as Corrals just ramping up even more damage. BD does end up slaying the demon. Quick metamorphosis away from Corrals. Stun to follow Fortune out a kick out of him with a disarm right after. BD may just have to get himself an escape for this one. Just trying to see if he can run away into an prison right after. Just trying to see if he can avoid Corrals. Wise got the Zuen. There goes the Fierce Sigil into a big count. Mad damage into a Karma. Trying to see if he can fight right through it. Maybe potentially Darkness right now. BD just trying to see if he can take that Karma and walk away with it. But trying to keep the pressure onto Corrals. Get in to go past that Karma. Demon spawning in. Good slate right then and there. Big explosion onto Corrals. Does go for the in-cap. Looking for an escape, but the man maybe in a lot of trouble. Does he have an out for this one? Stunned by the Demon Hunter. Is it going to be enough to try to see if he can take him? Blade answer followed. Does he have enough? Is going to go for a quick interrupt. Corrals may be in trouble. I think might just be over if you just throw a glaive at the guy. Actually, no whatsoever. Hold on, does he just enter dots? Try to go for a quick fort. Big heal. Leap away for Demon Hunter into a parry. Could just go for an I-beam. Leg super right after. BD still winning this one. It's going to be Demon spawning in for him. So he has himself an escape. He has himself a bit of recovery. Does have a Demon spawning next to him into an in-cap of the I-beam. Trying to see if he can take it down. Corrals, are you alive, by the way? Disarm onto the Demon Hunter. This man will not go down without a fight. He does have a small defensive, but maybe, oh my. I was gonna say maybe Diffuse Magic would have done a trick or two, but no. So close though, so close. Rare to see a Demon Hunter pop off lately. I don't disagree with that statement. Yeah, BD definitely did get a little bit lucky on the demon spawns in terms of like getting the demon soul and getting the heal, but also his damage has been fantastic. He really established like an early go versus the monk and just try to maintain an advantage for the rest of the match. May just be in a situation where he wants to tank up though. That's a lot of chaos just flying into you with a chaos ball. Just going for the darkness, trying to see if he can mitigate the damage as best as possible. And it's going to be Infernal dropping in. BD's in a bad situation. He wants to go in for some damage onto Pi, but you literally cannot. Trying to go for a bit of a what is it? Fell retreat? No. Vengeful retreat, trying to see if he can back himself out of there. It's going to be a balloon team in and around the corner, so even if he casts spells out in the open, he's actually going to take percentage damage. Quite a good portion of Demon Hunter abilities are technically spells. Hunt, charging in, stun into Pi, does have a shield, has a wall in case he needs to. That's going to be BD, has a demon spawning in, did pick up the demon soul really early, yet another one spawning in, the auto killer immediately picking up that soul, does give himself a little bit more health to work with. Pi with a wall really early on, chaos bolt off of that succubus CC could be in a bad spot. Second bolt does end up dampening a little bit, but oh, the Shadow Bird does end up taking him down at the end there. With Jayhawk trying to go for a big go interrupt onto the Destruction Warlock fire, but the Chasmo flies in, the Blasphemy joins in, big damage on the Pi. Does he go down right now? That is a touch of the Magi on him. Jayhawk does go in for a very late trinket into a succubus. Oh my god, the damage that the man took was actually just a lot. With my man Kreiser out here, gonna have to muscle in this Pi guy out of here, dude. But it looks like he's trying to give him a bit of an honor duel, trying to at least let him catch up. Like, if Kreis is cool and Yev actually wants him to go for a proper honor duel, Pi, he could walk up to Captain Huge and get a heal from him. Sorta. It looked like Kreis was kind of given an opportunity to at least go for a bit of CC. It's going to go for the Reflect in case the second CC goes to do the same thing as he did to Pi. They're opening up at least one portal. Shadow Fury onto Kreis. Does himself a Dark Pact. Fury to follow as Pi trying to see if he can establish some control. Has himself with a big eyeball demon above his head. So you got himself that sentry. If Kreis walks in and just starts casting spells at him willy-nilly, he's just going to take percentage health and damage every single time. Trying to go for higher kill rock to reset his succubus back in, but Kreis just got so much damage around the corner. Pi is just feeling a little bit rough right now. The man goes in for a fear. Succubus is to stop him halfway though, with Kreis ending him with the chaos bolt right then and there. My goodness, Infinity going to be up next. Affliction Warlock versus Destruction. I think actually Affliction Warlock can do way better than a Destruction, just because you can load him up full of dots, send a Dark Layer, escape, and just let the guy melt behind the pillar. Whereas Destruction, once you get a big lineup, you need to make sure the enemy's out in the open, get that CC with the succubus and everything, and then get the wombo combo rolling in. Whereas Affliction could just go in, dot him up, and leave. Cries does open up with a Reflect really early on, though, trying to see if you can let that succubus maybe go into stealth and establish a proper opener. Infinity just loading up the succubus in the opener is going to be able to take the dots from the succubus onto Cries. He's fully dotted. Maybe he can go for an interrupt. Stun around the corner. So Cries is now suffering the full version of the dots. Infinity just needs a little bit more value. Mordecai is setting him out. Does himself a dark back as a crystal explodes next to him with an infernal dropping in. Infinity back it up out of there, but Cries is still fully dotted up. Could maybe go in for a full set of dots with the Dark Lair potentially. Trying to maintain the dots at the beginning is going to be Infinity trying to maintain. I think it's actually Cries, but swapping out the pets actually from a succubus onto an intro pet. Yeah, so he's actually going to try to see if he can establish a little bit of pressure with the intro pet instead of that succubus CC. Infinity got full dots onto the pet, trying to see if he could swap him onto Crisbet as well. Still could go for a full Dark Lair, may just have to do it. Full Dark Lair, Reflect for Crisbet is going to be able to mitigate some of this damage, but he's taking a full set of dots, just melting behind the pillar and the Dark Lair, the eye beam, kind of the eyeball, trying to see if he can mosey over to take down Crisbet as well. Is going to go for the Hellstone, burning it with a Soul Shard, as well goes in for a quick chomp to give himself a little bit of health to work with. But right now, he's mostly recovered. Infinity also actually kind of beaten up after that encounter with the Infernal, so that was both Warlocks just throwing everything at each other, and they barely survived it. Infinity does not play Mortal Coil by the looks of it, but Crisbet does, and Cry swapping out to a Succubus, trying to see if he can establish himself a big go onto Infinity. The Succubus is still dotted, so he can't really go into a proper invis until the dots fall off, but looks like he's lucky on that front as well. Infinity just trying to find a better angle. They know that a succubus is going to be approaching. There's nothing they can really do to stop it, but maybe if they're standing next to a pillar close enough, they might be okay. Immolate in the opener. Gates are opening up. Bonds are fell, so Infinity trying to see if he can back up out of there. Going to take damage either way, though. That's a lot of opener damage by Cries. Infinity is going to see a Mortal flying into them. Mortal back into Cries, so they are playing a Mortal. It's just not showing up, but that board for Cries, it is perfect. Infinity took a little bit of damage, but for the most part, as long as they can dot out the succubus, as well as Cries, or at least take the dots off of the succubus onto Cries, they'll mostly be okay. But that was a nice board, was able to get away from Cries, but as long as they're not playing around where Cries wants to play the duel, they will actually be mostly fine. They do need to break towards Cries, get the dots on the succubus, transfer him onto the Warlock, and then let the dots just ramp up on him. I think that's what they have to do. But the two right now, got himself bunkered down in these two spots, with Infinity by the statues, trying to see if he can set up maybe potentially an aggressive gate. It's going to be Succubus here around the corner. Could maybe potentially go for a port here. Portal's opening up. Yet another Bonza fell. Immediate port for Infinity. Trying to see if he can back out. Not give Crisbet any kind of line of sight. Just trying to deny him as much pressure with the Dark Bag. Should be able to be plenty healthy. Cries may just have to push in. He may just have to play outside of his comfort zone. Infinity going in for full dots into a Trinket out of Cries. Trinket not available for Infinity. Chaos Bomb's flying in. I think may just have him. I think it's just over. He's going to go for a conflagration at the end. Did have to push in out of his comfort zone, but once he got himself yet another Succubus CC, no Trinket for the other Warlock, was able to crush him with a single Chaos Bolt. Well done, well done. Captain Huge. My god, dude, that Mao looks insanely massive on a Tauren. Cries does get the Succubus CC in the opener. Can Captain technically tremor it? He actually can. Yeah, he is running tremor, so I imagine he should be able to tremor the Succubus CC. Lasso reflected back into the Shaman. Super unfortunate with yet another Infernal dropping in. Stun for stun. Knocked back into Cries, but it's got himself plenty of damage with Captain, who's looking to hide behind the pillar, catch some cover, and maybe go for a bit of recovery. Cries does end up going for Dark Pack really early here. Mortal into Captain, but he does end up trinketing out of it. It was a quick Chaos Bolt ready for Cries, but did not want to find out if it was going to be able to survive it or not. Yes, Captain still under a ton of pressure right now. Cries is going in for a cast onto the totem, trying to see if he can deny any kind of healing for Captain Huge. Into a burrow, potentially has to go here. Knockout, but oh, he ended up waiting with a burrow for too long. By the way, as a Shaman, you can press the burrow button again in order to pop back up early. So if you want to be able to like knock him up at the right time, that's not a bad idea if you need to knock him up early. But I think Cries would just waiting. And I think Captain does understand that he can pop back up, right? Actually, Jonas, I would see if you did know that or not. Because if, let's say, you're like just letting it tick out the rest of the time, then you could obviously evade it. But if you pop back up early, I don't know. Well, I'll just check. I'll just double check with you after that, man. How does that sound? Into a big old fell crystal, dropping it. Actually, grounded totem doing quite a bit of value, but the totem does get eliminated pretty quickly. Reflect up for Chrysbed. Captain may be in a bit of trouble. How do we go for that knockback? Honestly, it looked like you knocked him back while you were looking at him through a wall. Is that line of sight on this like edge of this platform? I don't even know if it counts as line of sight now. Gonna be Chrysbed going in for a bit of damage. Yet another portal with a massive chaos mode glob just flying at the shaman in a lot of trouble. Like the last, it could go for the succubus. You see, just start one place. There's literally nothing you can do. Immolate into incinerate. It's just over. The man does not take any prisoners. With Belly gonna be up next, charging in big board for Chrysbed. Try to see if it go for instant cast on the Belly. Reflect up really late, so he took quite a bit of damage in the opener. Mortical immediately trinket right after Stormbolt. This is gonna be a Chrysbed with a full set of defenses. Wall had a bit of a dark back there at the end of it. It's gonna go for a port, try to see if he can break away. Bonza fall into Belly, who's gonna break him immediately. May need to go for defensive right now though. Big blaze up on the Chrysbed, but he definitely does need to tank up and heal up as much as possible. Defensive stance to follow. Chrysbed does get juked out in the cast. Chaos mode right after. Oh my goodness, that juke at the end while you're under ton of pressure with a succubus CC. That is so good. My goodness. Chrys walks in 1v4. First 1v4 of that man for the season 2. Let's get us another one going here, boys. Yeah. Uno mas. Yo, let's see. Hold on. Sleepy. Hey, Sleepy. Hey, Sleepy. Team still around? Let me double check from him real quick. Is this English? I hope so, Elizabeth. I hope so, man. I hope so. I do know I mangled up my words pretty bad here and there, but yeah. Yeah. Apparently Season 2 Keystone Master Achievement not awarding an Omni token, by the way. Is it 2100? I thought it was just Keystone Master KSM. Apparently the PvP thing does. Need one in the moment? Okay. I'm out for Nadal. Good night. Thanks so much, Belly. Appreciate you, my man. Anybody that was in Team Belly, you guys can join Sleepy Bear. Do you have the group listed? I can join in and help list if you need. Anybody that was on Team Belly? By the way, Belly, thanks so much for coming by, my guy. Appreciate ya. Hope you enjoyed the duels. But I'm gonna see if Belly needs my help listening to the group. Anybody that were on Team Belly that wants to keep playing, you guys can join him Sleepy as well. They need one of us. Got 2 people giving me a load right now. Hold on. Okay, we can get 2 more. This group needs 2 more, and I can get 2 more. Broton, you know what to do. Get in here, my guy. Neltharion is one of the most funnery bosses to tank. Is he really? Hell yeah. I haven't really got to tank him at all so far, but that's awesome. He has pretty decent fight on Heroic and Normal. It's a bit challenging, but not that challenging. Like, a lot of the fights here this season, or this tier, are not that difficult. I mean, I guess last year wasn't really all that difficult until the final boss, right? Wasn't really all that difficult until the very final boss. Alright, I got you, man. Perfect. I'm gonna pass lead to Shem. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Alright, so we got 2 teams ready. I'm gonna make a lead again. And then we can get Lunatic versus Sleepy. I'm gonna throw you guys into a Lunatic and Sleepy Bear 5 Blades Edge, I think. I like Blades Edge. Neltharion feels like a learning curve. After if you learned it, you've learned it, the numbers aren't that hard to match at all. You mean like the fight itself? Yeah, don't you 3-tank that fight, by the way, on Heroic, Jake? Am I wrong on that? Or is it too tankable? Because when we did it, we just did a 3-tank strat. I'm not really sure what the tanks do. I think they just pass around the tank debuff. And they just kind of like, yeah. And I think maybe for the ads at the end, so that, let's say like 2 tanks are handling the boss, and then 1 can maybe group up the ads. Mostly. And like positioning stuff. I think. But that's awesome, man. That's pretty cool. Playing kiting games, man. As a 2-tank combo or as a 3-tank combo? How'd you guys do it? Because I need to look into like Because I really don't know why we're in as a 2 tank, to be honest. I just don't really know what part of the fight requires, like the 3 tank part. Or like why that part requires 3 tanks, or why 3 tanks makes it easier. I need to look more into it. I just seen it from a DPS perspective, really. Which. We got ourselves BD over for the team. One is a Demon Hunter with Kreisbet gonna be first up, ready to go, ramping up some fire. Grook in the back. We got ourselves Holy Saya as well as a Jayhawk Wizard with Trule gonna be ready over for the teams. I'm liking that whole like this purple witch looking thing you got going on. I'm actually kind of digging it. Over on the team 2, we also got ourselves Volt's Bolt as a Destro. We got Sham, we got ourselves Miz as well as a Grifka joining back in as a sub rogue. I do wonder as a sub rogue, once you get your tier set, how different the spec is gonna play. I am wondering if Secret Technique is gonna be going by the wayside, because those eviscerates with all that crit damage could be really, really good. Big damage on the Trulik, maybe in a bit of trouble. Chaosbolt out for Kreisman. Bubble immediately for Trulik. The man took a lot of pressure early on, so Kreis, he's just gonna hang back here for a second. Just kind of waiting for Trulik, trying to see if he can bait him down the bridge so he can use his mobility to get ahead of the competition. He's gonna be blind onto the succubus. Got himself good angle. Is looking for a bit of a drain. Is Trulik got himself plenty of movement, but it's gonna be a big old Shadow Fury. Kreis got himself plenty of damage to send at the Paladin, and the Paladin may just have to play this defensively. Kreis wants to make sure he got himself a good angle, but he's definitely not going to be jumping under for Trulek. Chaosbolt to follow, potentially big damage. Trulek with a Mortal Call, Kreisbed with a lockdown, Incinerator after Mages. Oh my god, that Incinerate! The Paladin just slashing his wake of ashes left and right, trying to see if he can potentially reach Kreis, but couldn't quite do it. Just why? Dude, Destros, man. Kreis too, man. It's not only Destros, but it's Kreis too, dude. It's Kreis too. Reflect up for Kreis real quick in case Miz goes in for a silence or potentially stun. Got himself a Mindbender, which is gonna go for a fear. I guess it makes sense to fear a Mindbender, right? Otherwise, it's just gonna give Miz a bunch of resources, so it makes sense. But it's just like it's just one of those little pests that most people don't really pay attention to, and Kreis just makes sure to eliminate it out of the game as soon as possible, dropping in a bunch of damage towards Miz with a rain of fire. It's going to be able to force out an Aegis out of Miz really early on. Got himself caught by Crystal, but the Crystal wouldn't really break unless the man went super far. Mad damage on the Miz though. The man just doesn't really have much of an opportunity to recover whatsoever. Got himself a Disperse with dampening only 10%, and the man is still struggling. Mad heal out of Miz though. What was that? Hold on a second. What was that flash heal? Was that just like a fatty crit? Is that a thing? Is that what the class could do? Trinket out of Miz, trying to go for maybe a bit of damage onto Kreis with a stun to follow, full Void Eruption, but the man is under a ton of pressure. Chaosbolt does go in. Oh, it's the fastest cast Chaosbolt I've ever seen. Miz heals, by the way, are fantastic. Void Torrent around the corner. Kreis does not have an answer for this one unless he goes in for an interrupt or Mortal Call or something. That was a nice bit of damage from Miz though. So he does have a chance against Kreis. As long as he sets up some of his big hits under Kreis, he'll be golden. Kreis taking a bit of that passive damage from the tentacle. Mortal Call Fear onto Miz. Miz needs to get himself, I think, more. Does he play into Insanity? Like Mind Flay Insanity playstyle? I feel like if he can get himself a clean Insanity onto Kreis, he's going to be able to chip away at him off on him. Or maybe he's just a full-on bank everything for Void Torrent kind of guy. Who knows, honestly. But that Void Torrent definitely trucks. Miz looking for a bit of recovery. Kreis got himself a fresh new Succubus, so he should be able to get himself a proper opener onto Miz every single time. Especially as the Shadow Page is just trying to get himself a bit of a setup versus Kreis. He does have a Succubus right next to him. It's literally staring at him. He's not going to move it anywhere. Big opener by Kreis. Dark back to follow. Miz goes in for a quick fade. I think he might be playing that new Fade, where Fade will give you like a second of just pure immunity. Void Torrent, no way to stop it. Has Reflect, but once it's attached to you, you can't really reflect it back. Does have a portal open, just sending quite a bit of extra shadow damage over at Miz as well. And Miz, as well as Kreis, they both got each other on the corner, man. They both got each other on the edge right now. With Kreis, got himself a wall, but does he want to commit it here? He may just have to if he wants to win this one. Mortal Call available as well. Trying to see if he can maximize some range versus Miz. Miz definitely needs to get himself a Shadow Crash around the corner. Portal's opening up. Kreis getting kind of low in health. Miz with a fade. Trying to back up. Is going to use Vampiric Embrace, and Kreis back there is just going to be melting. Is going to go for the Soulburn Hellstone, so he doesn't really have a lot of healing opportunities like Miz, who can just go behind the pillar and catch up his health here and there. Big Shadow Crusher around the corner does attach. Mortal Call sent in, does give Kreis a little bit more of longevity into a bonds are felled. So Miz can't really do much with it, has to walk out of it. Reflect up for Cries really early on. And Miz got himself everything here. Cries has a trinket as well as a dark pack, but Miz got the PI, looks like Void Eruption, so he has Void form available, I think. Silence as well as a stun, as well as a fear. If you can get a full like fear onto the pet, silence other Cries and maybe burn him down or stun silence rotated, maybe that could be really good put together, potentially. Just hoping this won't be a vid. I don't know, bro. So we'll see how Cries does. Like, to be honest with you, if Cries just slams out of here, slams out of the park, and maybe we'll see though. Fear onto Cries has a trigger for it. Mortal stunned by Miz, going in for full Void Eruption with a silence most likely. Walls available for Cries, but that's a big Infernal hanging over him. Miz does get reflected. Silence back on him. Cries landing the reflect at a right time as Miz wanted to get super hyper aggressive. He has himself full cooldowns at the ready. He wants to be able to truck down Cries, but he just knows he can't really maximize the pressure just yet. Shadow Crusher on the corner. Cries, I believe, dodging it handily too. With Miz activating Vampiric Embrace. Any kind of damage he does to the demons as well as Cries bed, he should be able to recover quite a lot of it. He still has that emergency healing in case he needs to, but the dampening is slowly ramping up. We're 6 minutes into the duel. 29% dampener is going to reduce all of your healing by quite a bit. Second CC around the corner, ages to protect Miz for a second. Mortal, but the man, oh my. The conflagrations and the shadow burns really do sneak up on you, don't they? Like the big chaos bolts, the portals, the incinerates, you could expect how much damage those do. But like a single Mortal into a quick succubus CC as you're just burning it with instant cast into an instant cast into instant cast. And if you're at 20% health, it's basically just done. As long as Cries has enough haste, it's basically done with. Trinket immediately for Vaults, trying to see if you can get ahead of Cries, but setting Mortal, but Cries taking it way back towards the other side of the arena. Then Vaults is going to have to slowly crawl back towards Cries, but little by little does play into the interrupt pet. So now that the interrupt has been used, Cries could just put in some pressure onto that pet, maybe even burn it down while Vaults is just completely slow. It can't even really approach Cries whatsoever. He's going to go for the dark pack. Cries is just trying to see if he can get as much chip and damage out Vaults as best as he can without really being in front of the guy. Portals are being opened up. Cries could take a lot of that damage. Vaults getting hit with a Mortal Coil. Does go for the wall, but the man is really feeling the pressure right now. Soul Burn or Hellstone in order to give himself a little bit extra value, and Cries just taking his healthy self away from Vaults for just a second until he can get himself that succubus CC in order to capitalize the pressure on him. Vaults does not have a trinket anymore, so Cries is really in a good spot. Cancel sent in. Vaults does not have a reflect right now. Could be a lot of pressure to his Vaults. Oh! I think that was a shadow burn at the end, wasn't it? And Cries positioned himself in a good spot where the rogue and the approach, he could maybe hit him with a succubus CC. There goes the succubus. Could go for the succubus seduction. Does go in for it. Trinket out of Grifka immediately. That's going to be secret technique onto Cries, but he doesn't have a Mortal Coil for a bit. Could potentially go for a port. Actually, looks like he doesn't have a port, or trying to see if he can establish another port. Mortal Coil at the ready. Grifka does go in for advantage, but he is still slowed into a Shadow Strike to follow. Mortal Coil right after. No longer has a trinket, stunned by Cries. He is still in a rough situation right now. He's just going to go take it easy. Just needs to run away from Grifka. Is definitely going to have to establish that succubus CC at some point or another. Maybe he can go and do it right now. Nope, will not be able to do much about it. Cries does to reflect. I don't know if it's going to help him. Definitely should be using Dark Pact immediately as soon as the rogue opens up to deny him any pressure. And it's better position his pet away from Grifka. Succubus CC immediately does end up forces of cooldowns on Grifka without having to burn a Dark Pact yet. And if Grifka wants to close the gap, Cloak of Shadows really early on. Cries is backing up out of the Dark Pact wall already. Is going to drop down, potentially could be an Infernal. There goes the Infernal onto Grifka with a Fear to follow. Immolate right after. Portal spawned in. Does get interrupted though. That's actually super bad for him. Wall available. Mortal Coil to follow. Does he maybe take him down right now? He needs us to cast out right now. Can he do it? Into advantage by Grifka. Goes back in there. He's still taking a lot of the fire damage. One more Shadow Burn is all he needs. Got himself a gate again. Grifka still has a dot rolling on him. Maybe Cries just picks up a wall and just presses wall immediately. Oh no, it's going to be succubus around the corner, not letting Grifka recover. Again, Cries just uses an interrupter, it's a caster to him. He has himself a wall, so at least he can deny himself getting interrupted. Has a trinket as well. Succubus CC. Does he get to do it? Going for a big Immolate. Does he just end it right there? Shadow Fury. Does he have it right now? He just going for the Iscas. Cheat death for Grifka. Does give himself a little bit of health to work with. Cries jumping down. Does he have another port? Wall. Definitely see. Oh, I don't even know what killed him. Cries killed him, but I didn't really see exactly what ability it was. But definitely did end up taking the rogue down. Might have been a Shadow Burn as he hit him with a cheap shot. That was just a lot there, my goodness. With a succubus CC onto Shamtar, got himself a burrow so he can at least evade any kind of shenanigans from Kreisbad. Is gonna go for the port. Wait, boys, shamans, did they change so you can't burrow early? You can pop back up at a burrow early? Do you have to wait out the full duration before it pops you back up? Potentially? Sham, taking a lot of pressure right now for Kreisbad at 52% dampening. He's gonna send out some elemental blast at the guy, but he can't really heal. And I think he realizes he can't really go for a lot of healing himself. Has a trinket, definitely should use it. Trying to get aggressive, it's a reflect. Oh, there's nothing he can do about it right now. Crisis sees an Instacast right now, and it's over. My goodness, does it take him? Portal open, I think it's done. Oh my god. Oh, Kreis, my man. Kreisbad, 10 milli, dude, on the dot. My goodness. Whew. Just wait until this man gets his tier set, though, dude. Just wait until this man's running his full tier set. You feel like you've seen a lot out of Kreiser. He's a fan favorite on the channel. But just wait until this man gets his hands on the tier, dude. It's gonna be a whole new man. It's gonna be... Are you guys actually all gonna have... I guess you guys are all gonna have to play that, what's it called? I forget what's it called. This is the fiery thing. The one talent. It's gonna be weird. Yeah, it's gonna be really weird. Nah, tier set is very bad. You won't play tier? No way, dude. I guess it makes sense, yeah. Otherwise, you're putting yourself open to like getting interrupted. But like 8% more fire damage, man. I guess it's what is it? Reduced by 50% in PvP, isn't it? Alright, fair enough. That's a fair point. I was gonna say, I'm interested to see actually how many classes are going to use tier and how many are not going to use tier this season, since they nerfed tier by 50%. They did say there was still one players to use tier set bonuses, right? Stats are bad. We need haste versa. So what you can do actually, Kreis, I guess you're going to get haste versa everywhere else then, yeah? Not crit mastery, etc. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. They did say the one tier sets to matter in PvP, but like not be OP. Either, right? They want it to be an upgrade. But they should have Christ Skull last now. Maybe, dude, maybe. Lunatic is ready. Is Sleepy Bear around? Let me know if team is still ready. Who's messaging me again? Johan? Yo, my man. We're here for, what are we doing? With Belly? Okay, so Team Belly left, but the team is still together, by the way. So Johan is still part of the group. I'm giving an opportunity to like either list the group or like they could split and see if you can join one of the two groups available right now. But it's really up to Johan, because I could at least join you. I could list you guys, right, to get a +1. And it'll be down to having one of the boys join in. Dad? Are you talking about Kreisbad as dad or me as dad, Caesar? No one is signing up. Chat. If you guys want to join in, and if you are on EU, there's a group listed right now in Raids Legacy. So if you want to join in, it's going to be under Blackrock Foundry, pre-made group, Raids Legacy, and just type in number 5 in the search, literally number 5 in the search, hit enter, and you should be able to see the group. So let's see if we can get that group filled out with one extra body. Otherwise, yeah. Down gaming, of course. I'm dad, bro. I'll be okay, dude. I'll be your dad. I never had a dad. Well, he was never around, to be fair. He was there, but just, it wasn't the same city as me, but he just didn't really want to hang out. So I'll be your dad. I'll be your dad, and we could actually hang out. We won't just be in the same city. We could actually hang out and do stuff together. Yeah. I can't really teach you much. But we can look up like how to YouTube videos together. Just go fix up a house or something. You know what I mean? One for a pack of smokes. Alright, so what are we gonna do? Rook? Black Rook hold? Here we are. Alright. Sounds good. It feels bad, man. Bro, come on, man. Who can't relate to that, dude? I feel like everybody on the Mother has had... Literally everybody on the Mother has had that kind of a situation. You know what I mean? The way I look at it is like, you know what? The way, like, seriously, I know that I do like WoW stuff and all that, right? I'm here to mostly entertain, But when it comes to stuff like that, I'm just like, I guess you got a choice of like, huh, man, it's sad. But like, for me, I decided like, whatever I do, whenever I start a family, I just want to be like, do the opposite of that, right? Just look at that example and do the opposite of that. You know, so just let life give you lessons, you know what I mean? Or whatever they do, right? Nah, I love my dad, dude. Hell yeah, dude. If your dad's still around, man, cherish that, dude. Because, what is it? A buddy of mine, IRL friend Ryan, would hang out at his house all the time, and his dad was the coolest dude. It was the coolest guy ever. Like, he was, Ryan was out of town, he needed to move or whatever. Me and my twin just came over and just helped him move his entire house from place to place. It was fantastic. He's basically like, for me at least, during high school, middle school, like a surrogate dad in a way, or whatever. You know what I mean? Came out alright. So Twitch, got ourselves scene 2 together with the Griff guy. Looks like he's sitting in the corner. Mate, this is going last? Mate, are you going last? We got ourselves Miz over here. We got Sham. Truly gonna be first up. A little bit of an honor duel between him and Holy Saya. From Pally to Pally. Both of Xanda, actually. Both Xanda. One is wearing all gold, one is wearing all purple. I like that, actually. Look at this. This guy looks like a Death Knight. Well, this guy looks like a Wicked Witch of the West, stunned by Holy Saya. Popping off opener, cooldowns are ready. Truelink is going to have to find a way to make a decision on how to respond. He's going to go counter-offensive, but he's definitely behind when it comes to his health. How is he going to look for recovery? Is he going to go defensive really, really early? Holy Saya just tanking up while keeping the pressure. Truelink got him some full immunity to magic damage, but he's still taking quite a bit of damage from physical. The Crusader strikes, the auto attacks, those are still going to do quite a bit of physical damage. Shield Diviners is ready for Trulek. Holy Saya has a bubble in case he needs to use it. And Trulek just trying to see if he can back up out of there. Trinket to follow, and this is going to be a full Hodge. Holy Saya still is putting in so much pressure on the guy as he's trying to see if he can back up out of there. Hand of Freedom Horse, but the man, how can you can't really outrun him. You're not in mobile class, and you're playing against the same class more or less. And he does end up taking him out before the bubble could come back up. That is unfortunate, but Holy Saya does end up establishing a first early lead. With the Vault's going to be up next. Outgeared? I mean, I can't really see you guys as like item levels, but definitely gear does make a big difference, especially if you, let's say, got like still Honor and Conquest set from Season 2 or Season 1. If you get the new gear from Season 2, even the full Honor set, it definitely gives you a bit of a leg up when it comes to item level. It makes a difference, man. It makes a big diff. Bald's trying to see if he can find himself a better angle versus the Holy Saya. It's going to be immediate stun trinkets out of the gates. As Holy Saya gets himself wall shield defenders, trying to see if he can potentially blast down Balls. Does end up stunning the Succubus. Will need to go for the Succubus you see at some point in the future to lock down Holy. Trying to see if he can blast through his shield, and Holy's just going to take all this damage behind the pillar, continue the recovery. Since he didn't lose too much health with that Shield of Vengeance, he should for the most part be okay. Trying to see if he can potentially maybe ramp up some damage. He doesn't really have cooldowns right now, so he's got to pace himself a bit. Well, Vault wants to put the guy out in the open, away from any kind of pillars. For Holy Saya, leaving that pillar may actually be the danger spot with the Casmo flying in. Is it midair? Never get to leave his fingertips. That is unfortunate, but still has a portal open, just blasting shadow at the guy. If Vault sends in a Succubus and pops it at a good angle, he could pull Holy Saya far away from a pillar and then definitely punish him for not being able to position properly. That could be really, really bad for him. If only Volt's boy can maybe get himself a better angle. Does get hit with a slowed consecration. Holy Saya charging in. Feels like he may have some cooldowns here. Does he have the Wake of Ashes to still in Succubus? He does. So Vault is kind of really limited on his own defenses. Blind to follow. Holy Saya looking for a big blind. I thought the Incubus would end up being blinded or would miss the CC. Am I wrong with that? Big ass was flying in as Vault's by just trying to see if he can crack the Holy Saya's big defensive bubble. More portals to follow, and Holy Saya just hanging out snug next to guy, letting that shield event just pop back to him. Wall to follow him. Vault has himself at least some defenses. Yet another Wake of Ashes right after. Vault's catching up a little bit of health. Maybe you can go for a Reflect versus Holy. If you can time the Reflect against a Hodge or something, that would work some wonders for him. It's going to be a bubble full regenerating as Holy Saya trying to maintain some pressure onto that Incubus. Eventually should be able to take that thing down, shouldn't he? Dark Pact available for Vaults, but the man is under a bit of pressure unless he's got him some mobility or some kind of a chain of CC, which is exactly what he's doing, trying to give himself a bit more breathing room. Holy Saya is just gonna have to chill behind the pillar, behind that cover, behind the platform for a bit here while trying to stay away from Vaults. And Vaults needs to find himself a better angle versus Holy Saya. Stun to follow. Does he have the second CC? Definitely needs to get that CC rolling in. There it is. Got himself out in the open. Not a lot of line of sight, but looks like the CC breaks the last second. Matt cares about Holy Side. Goes in for lay on hands just to make sure he's a-okay. Trying to see if he crushes the balls. Does have one more hammer to throw in. The portal was up and almost took him down. With Miz gonna be up next. Charging in. I think kind of started on the side there. A little bit like on a weird angle for Holy Saya. But at least you started in some kind of a starting room, right? I guess, sorta, kinda. Is gonna be Miz. Got himself full PI, but the slow from the Paladin, even though the Paladin isn't really a class full of slows, at least the Consecration slow does give him a little bit to work with here versus Miz. You know what I mean? At least it's like slows him down just enough where the Priest goes in from normal walk speed to a bit of a crawl, and the Paladin can at least stay away from the guy and look for that catch up, look for that reset. And Miz is gonna have a hard time, man, a miserable time trying to see if he can catch up to the guy. Because you gotta get next to him, fear him away from any pillar, lock him down with a stun, and he's even trying to use Fade to catch up. He literally can't catch up! The Paladin, not the most mobile class, is still able to stay further away from the Priest, dude. Priest, can we get some mobility for these guys? Stun onto Holy Saya with Eruption. Does not want to get interrupted. Does end up juking him out with a precognition. Silence on a Holy Saya. Void Shore to follow. Holy Mages go down. Trying to see if he can tank up all of this damage. And it looks like he was able to come out mostly unscathed. There is a Siphon around the corner as well as a Tentacle. Trying to see if he can apply a little bit more pressure. Miz does himself the Void form together with Void Bolts that he can keep casting while on the move. But the next few casts that he's going to cast should end up missing Holy Saya. At least a direct casting spell should end up missing him. Stun onto Miz, maybe in a little bit of trouble. Does he go for Disperse? Could be a bad situation. Goes for a Fear. Miz, does he just go on to kill Holy Saya right there? Looking for a bit of recovery. Mind Blast right after. Does he have anything to follow? The Mind Flay Insanity does get interrupted, which is super unfortunate. Holy Saya stunned up. Does Miz have any more pressure to follow him? Trying to go for Shadowboard Death. But it looks like it wasn't enough. Holy Saya does have some dots rolling on him. But he's not dead yet, but he could be any moment though. Silence Void Torrent, oh my god. That's what Miz was waiting for the entire time. Just waiting for that big Torrent combo. That's exactly what he wanted there. BD gonna be up next versus Miz. It's gonna be, I think, a little bit rough here. Again, another mobile class. More mobile class than a Shadow Priest at the very least. Mind Control does get interrupted. Could be really bad for Miz. He is slowed down by the Siphon. Stun around the corner. I-beam to follow. He is rooted in place. Might be able to get himself a better angle. Trying to go for a stun to Miz. I think he's trying to get himself a proper stun, maybe with a Haunt to follow. Disperse out of the Shadow Priest. Just trying to see if he can find himself a bit of a breather. But BD not giving him any opportunity to escape whatsoever. A good stun by Miz. Trinket into an interrupt by BD into a Haunt. I don't know how you can survive this one. But the man is trying to. Does he get himself any more survivability? Heal. Oh my god, you need every kind of heal in the world. Mounted up just so he can get himself a little bit of movement speed. Stunned. I think it's over. There's no way. There's no way. I noticed that Miz, I think at some point he panicked and he might have used his the big heal, the Power Word Life, maybe a little bit early at some point. So it was on a very, very long cooldown. If he had it back up, I think he would have been okay. Mad damage on a BD Grifka. What is this? All right. Okay. Apparently Rogue can still do a lot of damage. They got nerfed in the burst quite a bit. But apparently Grifka can just walk up to a Demon Hunter. He has no trinket and he can just truck him down. There's literally nothing the man could have done. My god, I forgot that was a rogue? Dude, yeah. I mean, I honestly thought Grifka was going to be last. He was facing a wall earlier. So I thought he was going to go way, way last at the end there. Gonna be cheap shot onto Jay. It's gonna take a lot of damage though by Grifka. Shadow stepping around the corner as well. Get another cheap shot as Jay into a gouge to follow. I think has an alter time, right? No. Or maybe he does. Yes, he did. So that was just Grifka going in for a gouge into a blind just to see the guy while he was low on health. That's what it was. Okay. I should have trinketed that. I'll give that guy. It happens, honestly. Saba Grifka into a cheap shot, trying to see if he can get himself a big onto Jay. Is that a secret technique? No, just eviscerate, but looks of it is still gonna force out an ice block out of Jay, who is playing this out as a arcane mage. For some reason I was gonna say fire. Just because I see Dragon's Breath and I see Ring of Fire. Am I the only one still confused whenever I see mage cooldowns, right? Arcane mage, but I see a Dragon's Breath and a Ring of Fire. I'm thinking fire mage. Gotta be fire mage every single time. Am I the only one? Because you usually just look for like combust, breath, ring, and I'm like, okay, which spec is it? Either one of those things, fire mage, gotta be. Polymorph onto Grifka as Jay going in for big damage. Gonna be an interrupt onto the arcane. Actually, no. Interrupted him on... What did he interrupt him on? Not arcane, apparently. Because he's still blasting out. Grifka goes in for a quick vanish. There's gonna be orbs coming down. Breath to follow. Does Grifka go down to the touch of the magic? Mad damage to follow. Wait a second. Maybe Grifka still goes down. Cloak of Shadows last second. Does Jay have anything to survive here long enough just to go for a barrage at the end? He may just have it. Knockback into Grifka. Does he have a big barrage? Grifka with a vanish? Oh my god, it got so clutch with one another. Jesus, what was that? Jay got a lot of damage behind him, man. Unless he can get Grifka out in the open. Blink. He needs another stun. Needs a bit of a barrage. Needs a slow. Needs a root. Needs something, anything. Maybe breath. Does not have any of those. Barrage. Does he have him here? Missiles to follow. Oh my god. No way. Leap. Oh, you're not gonna. Oh. You are escaping. Wait a second. Wait, he thinks the rogue died. Oh no, Grifka. He thinks you died there. He thinks you're dead. He saw that your health was low. He thinks he got you with a Blaze Storm. Wait, is Trulik? Trulik isn't supposed to be here, is he? Wait, Grook. Yeah, I think it was a bit of confusion there. Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. Wait, how's Trulik back up? He's not even supposed to be in anymore. He's like dead. I think. What happened? Either way, Grook picking up the eyes. Oh my goodness. Looks like he's gonna have to watch out for Grifka. Trulik, you're not fighting Trulik. I think he figured it out. Yeah, I think he figured it out. Gouge by the rogue Stormbolt to follow. Does have a trick for those who Blaze Storm right after. Cannot stop this warrior, but the warrior cannot really crack through the rogue's defenses. Does get himself out of that Blaze Storm with a trick and trying to go for the overpowers. And Grifka take a little bit of bleed damage. Does he get to escape? I think another bleed on him, maybe? Sipping up, definitely bleeding. I think he did get him with a Dragon's Roar. Definitely still bleeding. Definitely under a lot of pressure. Normally by the warrior. Does he have a charge though? If the warrior has a charge, then maybe he could just take him down right there. Oh, no, he does not. No Zerkers out of this one. No Zerkers. Maybe had a charge, maybe had a leap. But no Zerkers to break out of that sap, and it is a full CC by the rogue. Grug just needs one more global to take down Rogue. Just one more global. That's all he needs. Stormbolt to follow right after into a charge. Blaze Storm to follow. Cheat death. I think it's over, yeah? There's no way Grifka escapes it. There's just no way. Oh my god. Found a res glyph to TF? What the? A res glitch, huh? Okay. Wait. Okay. Yeah, as long as you like last one to go, or at least like if like let's say whatever happens between Shamtar and Grook in terms of their duel, as long as you don't end up just cheesing out or doing whatever, like or disrupting the duel, then I'm okay with you just hanging out on your character, I guess. But however you find out the res glitch, shh, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Just so we're gonna have everybody else doing it too. Fear onto Shamtard as a parry. He's up for Grook, taking a lot of damage from the Shaman. Immediate burrow. Trying to see if you go for the bleed. Can you bleed a Shaman while they're burrowed under? It is going to be Shamtard going in for a mad blast with that elemental blast. Not really feeling all that great. It's Grook just suffering under a ton of pressure from this light, and Lasso needs to go for a heal. Reflected something. I don't even know what you could reflect in that situation. Oh my goodness, that is so much pressure. Shamtar does end up taking him. Oh, I don't even know if he really needs to flag the guy like that. He won the duel, but I don't really know if that was necessary. But there it is. Cry's the last one left over for the team one. Might just have to avenge my boy Grook. Getting blasted with a flag like that is going to be immediate portals open as Sham takes a lot of damage. Trying to see if he could run behind the pillar with a drain line. That's going to be steel bolts flying in from the portal. Man has no. Oh my god. It just walked in, set up a combo, and it doesn't matter. Where Shamtard went is just over. He literally can't escape that carnage at the end. That's incredible. My goodness, what was that? Grifka does end up taking two. Well done, my guy. Well done. Do we still have groups, boys? I'm not to go for a couple more if we still got groups. By the way. Huge. Ooh, what's up, Dan? What's up, Shane? Hi to my guy. Hope you're having a good one, my man. By the way, chat, new class buffs on the horizon. I want to take a look at those very, very quickly. Also, let me know if you guys got groups, if you guys are still around to play, or if you done skip for the night. I know that it's late on EU. So I want to be able to let you guys go if you guys are gonna go. Everyone left, that's perfectly fine by me. That's fine. It's super late on you. Thank you so much, TY, for joining, friend. Here we go. Here we go, beauty. Think we done. Thanks for joining. I think we'll call it there, yeah? Let's take a look at these class boss, man. Let's take a look at what we are gonna be playing with here. Upcoming season 2 tuning, weekly reset, BM Hunter, Frost DK, Balance Druids, Havoc Demon Hunters. Let me see what we're looking at, boys. Let me see what we're working with here, yeah? What do we got? Classes, Frost Death Knight, ability buffs left and right, dude. Ramosa's Winter, Frost Fever, there we go. Frost DK buffs in. Chaos Strike, Annihilation damage buff by 10%, Inner Demon by 30, and First Blood to 95 with 75. That's gonna be nice little buffs, yeah? Vault of the Ancients, 4-set bonus, Entering Eclipse makes the start search cost less, was 5. So they're buffing the Vault of the, I think, Incarnates set, yeah? Or is it the new set? I think that's the old set, probably, so the Balance Druids can at least do some kind of damage before they replace the tier set. Rejuvenation mana cost reduced, that's kind of nice. BM 4-set, cooldown reduction for bestial increased to 2 seconds instead of 1. Kill Cleave now strikes enemies for 80% of damage instead of 60. That's a big AoE buff. And Beast Cleave now causes you to strike nearby targets for 40 to 80. That's a nice little buff, honestly. 5% left and right. Mage Frost, all abilities buffed. Just don't even question it. Ellie, all ability damage buffed, and Vault in the Incarnate set grants 2% damage second 3 times with 5% second up to 5 times. So they're nerfing that tier set. Was 20, 25 increased. So they buffed the Boomy tier set, but they nerfed Ellie tier set. Okay. Warlock, all ability damage increased by 3%. There goes Afi. PvP, reanimation explosion that deals 15% of the target's health was 20. Allied players can no longer see the explosion ring visual like reanimation. Reanimation stun debuff is now using the correct spell icon. Monitoring changes to reanimation, fall damage was a little high. Pillar of Frost increased strength by 15% was 25! What is this nerf? Have been on our radar as underperforming, but still effective in right situations. We're reducing their burst damage alongside their game-wide damage increases with a goal of a healthy damage profile. So they're reducing their burst, but you guys are getting like a PvE buff? I don't know, man. I guess they're trying to make it, not all in on burst class, but that's gonna be weird because that's been your profile for a good bit. Rain of Fire damage has been nerfed a little bit. I guess situationally it's a very good offensive ability. Yeah, I guess. Strength of Spirit now increases the healing of expel harm by 50% based on your missing health was 100. So they nerfed that healing. Reverse harm increases healing by expel harm by 30. So they're nerfing healing dramatically. That's unfortunate, man. We haven't had a windwalker in these deals, and they would struggle to heal, and that's gonna be even harder now apparently. Holy Priest, renew heal increased by 34. Flash heal increased by 12%. Heal increased by 40% by the looks of it. Holy Word Sanctified increased by 10 and surrendered by 25. Okay, so Holy Priest is behind, so they're buffing them up entirely. Enhancement and Elemental. Earth Shield healing reduced by 30% for PvP. Unforge, I guess it is a lot of healing for hybrid healing. Call Observer now has 8% of Warlock's health with 20. Is that the Balloon Demon that people have been playing? Oh man, let me get it. Okay. Incinerate damage increased by 10%. Shadowburn damage increased by 45 with 65. They nerfed them! They're so nerfed! What is this? Destruction sustained DPS in PvP, especially with instant cast, is higher than we're like. I mean, I kind of agree with that because we watched Chrysler do some really big instant cast damage, but there it is, man. Sharpened Blade cooldown increased to 30 seconds. Damage increased by 2 seconds. What was it before? Skull Splitter and the cause of Blaze expired 65% damage. Yo, we saw some warriors doing this, dude. Skull Splitter was doing good damage. Deep Wounds damage increased by 15. Okay, so this is like nerf Skull Splitter, but buff Deep Wounds baseline. Rend no longer deals reduced damage PvP. So buff Rend makes Skull Splitter less mandatory. That's an interesting change. Heal by Violence now heals for a little bit less, but Deep Wounds hits harder, so I guess it makes sense. Phil Arms Warrior's Burst Window has been more effective than like in PvP, shifting the damage to increase their consistent pressure while decreasing the burst. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. We done more Outlawed. I think we're done for the night on EU, man. The group's kind of fell apart, but we had quite a few, man. Next week, guy. Next week, yeah. Me in full PvE gear was trucking Azure for 150k chaos bolts and PTR last night. It was full PvP. Was he really? That's nutty, man. Dutch Warlocks are pretty good, huh? All right. I mean, Incinerate damage and Shadowburn damage, that's not the worst things to nerf, but yeah, I guess the consistent damage outside of chaos bolts is going to be a little bit less. It's only 10%, I guess, and it's 20% for the other. Okay, yeah. I don't know. That's going to be a little bit rough, but I can kind of see why they did it. Doesn't mean I agree with it, but there it is, dude. There it is. Still rolling. Next week, friend. Next week. We'll come back next week. We'll do more. Tomorrow is going to be NA though, so be sure to be there for the NA boys. Boys, EU gang, thanks so much for coming by to the duels, man. I appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. As always, thank you so much for watching, man. It's super fun hanging out with all of you. Next week, we're going to be doing even more of these. And hopefully we'll be able to get some of our regulars in here. From Cries to Kraggers and everything between. But boys, thank you so much for joining, man. We had quite a lot of new First Blood, I'd say. Unless it's just you guys, the same people that just changed the character's name, potentially. I mean, possibly, yeah. But yo, thank you so much for coming by, man. I really do appreciate you. Jester has taken the spot from Reds for being the most played in solo. They did, didn't they? Yeah, now that you mention it, I do believe Leaka TV on Twitch did post that. The Jester is super popular right now. So they're nerfing him. I don't think this nerf is going to be enough to dethrone him, to be honest. I think he's still going to be terrifying. I don't think like consistent damage is like, oh man, Jester is doing so well because of their shuffle the card. Incinerate. And now that that's nerfed, it's going to be like, oh, all of a sudden going to be the fix. Yeah. But yeah, yo, thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate you. You guys are wonderful, beautiful. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see all of you tomorrow, yeah? You guys have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you boys all in the next stream. Alrighty. Peace.
Yeah. Shawty loves it, yeah. Loves that I'm a dog. They don't want it, yeah. They scared of what I know. Told you the budget, yeah. I gotta get my own. Shout out my bros, this right here deserves a toast, yeah. A lot of people back home on my back and they know. Trying to get on my line, cause the people I know. Manifest this year, 7+ on the ropes. They ain't doing this shit, tripping over my flows. I'm on the way, tell them I don't play. Yeah, I'm on the move, trying to get my pay. I might just move on them, watch and pray. Yeah, I'm on the way, I'm on my way. Yeah. Manifest this year, 7+ on the ropes. They ain't doing this shit, tripping over my flows. Yeah. Yeah, loves that I'm a goat. Yeah. 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 Shawty loves it, yeah. Loves that I'm a goat. They don't want it, yeah. They scared of what I know. Told you the budget, yeah. I gotta get my own. Shout out my bros, this right here deserves a toast, yeah. A lot of people back home on my back and they know. Trying to get on my line, cause the people I know. Manifest this year, 7+ on the ropes. They ain't doing this shit, tripping over my flows. I'm on the way, tell them I don't play.